seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Finn's Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Finn's Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
That make my mind scared, hold me hostage and they don't fight fair. Who gon' pray for me and wipe on my tears? Who gon' save me if you not right here? Move this darkness and make my sight clear. Take me your way cause I don't like here. Ghosts of my past, they feeling the night air. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Drowning, I'm off the deep end. Apparitions of all my demons. All my thoughts are committing treason. All alone, who gon' hear me screaming? Manifestations of my fears. Regrets that stretched out for light years. Can almost touch the light, homie, it's right there. Body free but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All the lights are fading now. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Body free but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Turn on the notification bell. This is Saturday Night WolfPack. It's going to be a good one. Today, welcome. Yes, I got power. That is right. If you were part of the storm, Hurricane Milton, my heart goes out to everybody. I went 3 days without power. It sucks. I'm not going to lie, bro. Camping is one thing, but having none of your necessities when you have kids and stuff like that, it really, really sucks. But I'm back. The power is back. I got the game on. It's one hell of a day. And yeah, a lot of craziness happening right now. We got Ohio State playing Oregon, right? That's a crazy game. In fact, I think Oregon just got the ball on an onside kick. Holy shit, that's one hell of a game that's being played out right now. In addition to that, shout out to the Guardians making the ACLS since, I think, the first time since 2016. So shout out to them. One hell of a game. There was a grand slam. That was it. was a really awesome game this afternoon. If you're following baseball, everybody knows baseball only gets interesting in the end of September and in October. That's when baseball is at its height. Beyond that, it's a boring sport. No offense to everybody. But yes, today is Saturday Night WolfPack. Make sure you hit the like button. We're going to be talking about who is at fault. If you watched last night's show with Shake Money on Drive Time and everything, Lewis came on. Yes, Lewis, mi hermano, I'm going to call you out, sir. I'm going to call you out because you are the one that said this. And I thought about a lot about what you had to say. And we're going to talk about that today. What Lewis said, and this is what we're going to be talking about. What Lewis said was that it's not Greer or anybody else that is to blame for the problems that the Miami Dolphins have endured this season. Well, we're going to talk about who's really to blame, and we are going to talk about who that person is, because it's not Greer. And I agree with Lewis. It's not Greer. It's not Coach McDaniel. I would even argue, even though I don't think all the moves Ross has made really are football moves, I'd argue that Ross isn't to blame either. So make sure you hit the like button, turn on the notification bell. We're going to talk about it. With that being said, yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got here, because I'm going to be dropping the link quick. So you better be prepared. Luis Medina has been spam the chat right off the get-go. Shout out to Luis Medina. Shout out to you, sir. Craig C55, how you doing? Ramon Sandoval, how you doing, sir? Contacts, hashtag Tank for Ward. Shout out to you. Adam Padilla, how you doing? Scott Jackson with the let's fucking go. That is right. KS2, lots of intros. You are right. We do have intros. Interesting. Sharif, how you doing, sir? Hopefully everything's good with you. Mudbone, how you doing? Jamie Reichart, Joe Rist, how's everybody doing? If you're on the X or Twitch side, come over to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, join the chat, hit the like button while you're here. Come join the chat. I'm going to be dropping the link here shortly. I'm waiting for some guys from the team to show up, and we're going to talk a lot today. The discussion is who's really at fault. That is really what the question is going to be. Who is at fault for the issues that we've had? I want to know what the people in the chat, Cap for Life, how you doing, sir? Hard Rock app time, baby. That is right. I got an right now. If the game were to end right now, I have an 8-way parlay that I'm about to bank on if the game ends. There's another game I'm betting on right now, and let me refresh to see who's winning in that game. It's a tied game with Vanderbilt and Kentucky. I know Kentucky was favored, but I have a feeling Vanderbilt's going to pull it out. They're going to win that game. So, yeah. Who do you guys think is at fault? Put it in the chat. I want to know the problems that we've had to face as a team, as a fan base. Who is at fault? Put it in the chat. Please do. It's been one hell of a week. I had to, I got into my house when we found out we had power, had to clean up some things. And, it's, if you live in Florida and you know that you haven't had power for several days and everything in your refrigerator is all rank and horrible, and you got to throw all that shit out, your house is going to have that funk, right? Right when I opened the door, I was like, damn, I can smell the funk. I need to get all this shit out, right? So got to work right away. I hope everyone is staying safe. I know there's a lot of people without power. Shout out, I'm sorry. God willing, I know FPL on my side is working as hard as they can for people. So I blame Heat and Dolphins. Thank you for joining the chat. He says, I blame all the assistant coaches for how they don't prepare the players. Is that on the assistant head coach, or is that on the head coach that should set the agenda so the assistant head coaches know what they have to coach to? That's the question. McDorkle's stupid play calling. Okay, you do have a point. I've been on that train. I don't think that McDaniel's ability to call plays, I understand where it can be a problem, but I also think that the offensive coordinator has a lot of responsibility there to make sure that McDaniel understands why his play calling isn't working and give him plays that would benefit, especially based on what the defense is doing. But that is really ultimately not as to who's to blame, and we'll be talking about that. Well, I think I'm with Lewis on who the real people is to blame, but we'll see. We'll discuss it because I want everyone to have their say here, and we'll actually break it down. Shout out to everybody. We have 64 people watching, now 65 people watching. Please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the link now so we can start getting people in the back, because I want to talk about this. I really want to talk about who it is to blame. There you go. The link is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, Oregon is up by 1 from my understanding. It's gonna be a long game. I think it's gonna come down to 3.5 points, just like Vegas says. So we'll see. Let me get an update. We got the Gators playing Tennessee right now. Florida Gators up 3-0 at halftime. Shit. Florida Gators putting up, some stuff with Tennessee. I need Tennessee to win that game. Come on, volunteers. I need you to volunteer and beat up those Gators. Please do. Ramon, thank you so much, man. I'm happy. I'm glad I'm okay too. I know a lot of people that, maybe have suffered more than I have. I went a few days without power. The most damage I had at my house really wasn't even, actually, I take that back. I got something to tell you guys. So I got power back today. FPL showed up at my house. They asked if they could bring their vehicle in my backyard to do whatever they needed to do, right? And I actually agreed to do what you got to do. We need power. My kids are, they're upset. They don't understand because they're too young to understand that when there's a hurricane and there's no power, things don't work, right? So I'd really appreciate if they could do whatever they had to do. And so we left midday to go to a party that a friend of ours was throwing. It was a costume party that they throw every year, usually about this time. And we get back, we're all excited. We know the power's on because I left the switch to the outside lights all on so we can see power and everything. And what did they do? Whenever they were exiting out of my property, they destroyed the side of my driveway. The whole side is demolished, bro. Cracks, crumble. It looks like a tank went over my driveway, bro. So now I got to call FPL, complain, talk to whoever till somebody fixes it, because I'm not going to let it stay that way. Hell no. Hell no. You broke my shit. I don't care the circumstance. Ain't my fault. Fix the shit. It's one thing if the hurricane caused the damage, but no, you can tell it was them. The freaking tracks. I don't know if you've seen these trucks that they have. From my understanding, they are very, very heavy, like extremely heavy, even heavier than a normal truck. It's from what I understand. They're built to go through storms and shit, so it's understandable. Everybody hit the like button. We're going to talk about this soon. I dropped the link. Come on up and join. Let's talk some football. Let's talk about who's at fault. So who is at fault, you may ask? Well, I agree with Lewis. It's on the players. It is up to the quarterback to read defenses. It's up to the quarterback to be able to adjust out of plays based on whatever the defense is showing. It is up to that offensive line to execute flawlessly. It's up to the wide receivers to catch a perfect ball that's in hands, right? It is up to the players to ultimately execute what is being called. We can sit here and complain and bitch and moan what Chris Greer did or what Ross did or what McDaniel is calling. But the reality is it's the players that didn't get the job done on the field, right? They're the ones to blame. And there's something to be said about that. Let's talk about it, right? Well, what do you expect? Their offensive line, they're not going to invest in their offensive line and everything. As much as we bitch about the offensive line and they haven't invested in it, which I agree with you, I don't fully think they've invested enough, right? Yeah, they got the offensive tackle for the future. I agree, right? They did bring in a center, but really the two weakest links was the guard position, in my opinion. As much as they've done that, ultimately it comes down to the offensive line to be able to execute. And the stats show, and when Color comes around, because I know he'll be around, right? He's going to come up here and he's going to tell you and give you the numbers that proves that the offensive line, regardless of what we think in the money ball that Chris Greer has been playing with the offensive line is still performing. They're still averaging the amount, they're still averaging not as much pressure as what we think it is, right? Nothing's really changed, right? So that being said, the offensive line really is not to blame. However, you do have Jalen Waddle not catching the ball properly, or not transitioning in his way that he could catch the ball properly. Instead, he lets it hit him in his hands or in his face. You got Tyreek, dropping balls that should have been caught. You got Jonas Smith, who we thought was going to be a godsend for this team. Oh, we finally got a tight end one, right? Tight end one. And I think he's only caught I got the stats here. Let me tell you what he's caught. Jonas Smith has caught only, according to this, it says he has 14 receptions, and I don't even know how. He has 14 receptions. He's only been targeted 21 times with 140 yards. How? Did he get all of that, in the last game? I don't know. They threw like 3 or 4 passes to him straight in the first game against Jacksonville, and he was dropping those left and right. Durham Smythe, same thing. Dropping them left and right. Do you know who our third best receiver on this team is? Put it in the chat if you know. Don't even cheat and look. Just guess who the third best wide receiver is. Not even wide receiver. Third best receiver altogether on this team is right now. Put it in the chat. I'll give you guys a second while I catch up on the game. Fish Whistle, which I kind of think that's an interesting name there. He is absolutely correct. Achan is the third best receiver on this team. He has he has 21 receptions for 186 yards. Third best receiver on this team, and a receiving touchdown on top of it. Waddle has 21 receptions, same amount of receptions, 258 yards. No touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 23 receptions. He has 2 more receptions than Achan, and he has 1 touchdown, 286 yards. So I want to say 28 yards separates Jalen Waddle and Tyreek this year. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Well, that's because we haven't had Tua, right? Maybe there's something to say about that. I don't really think Skylar Thompson is really all that great, and he didn't really put us in the best position. Tyler Huntley, though, there's a lot of promise to be had there, right? I'm going to bring you up in a second, sir. There's a lot of promise there, right? He has 290 yards. He averages about 5.5 yards a pass. Let's see. He has 32 completions, 53 attempts. He has about a 60.4 completion percentage. That's only 4% off of what Tua does right now this season. Is it something to build on? Yeah. The more games he plays in another week of practice, being the fact that this is the bye week and we got nothing else to do, that can help him. That can definitely help him. Everybody, welcome KS2.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
So what's up, man? Who do you think is to blame? Is it the players? Is it Ross? Is it Greer? What do you think?
Well, I'm torn because I try to something about Greer. Like, I feel like he's to blame a little bit, mainly, but I think it's mainly the whole offensive line and lack of investing in the offensive line his whole time, right? But that's about the only thing he's done poorly. He brings in talent and stuff like that, and skill positions and everything like that, and I'd say it's been a mixed bag as far as drafting, but I really McDaniel drives me nuts when I'm watching the game, when it's when every game they come out and the very first play on offense is a pass play, or they do a, shotgun, running back draw on 3rd and 12. It's dude, do you not know he's the worst Madden player I've ever seen on the sideline?
Sometimes feels that way. It really does. And maybe it comes with that stubbornness. He's so stubborn. He wants to see it work. He'll do it 100 times till it works. Right?
Yeah.
I hate that. But something tells me that Frank Smith, as much as people love him, I know he's a good, coach. He really helped out our offensive line when our offensive line coach at the time wasn't doing very well. He stepped in and was able to make sure that the offensive line held it together in McDaniel's first year, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he has the ability to help McDaniel call plays. We need someone to be. When McDaniel was with Kyle Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan had a McDaniel feeding them plays, so he had a variety of stuff, and he picked whatever he thought was best based on what he was given, right?
Yeah.
I need Frank Smith or whoever it may be, because I really think Bevel needs to step up. I need someone to be McDaniel's McDaniel. You understand what I'm saying? I need someone in McDaniel's ear and say, hey, the defense is showing blitz, covering this area. They're covering the flats. You need to run this type of play. Here's a couple that work, right? And then it's up to the players to execute that play. Because, we can sit here, and if I had the ability without, YouTube and NFL coming after us, because every time we show any play, even if we have the all 22, which they say we're allowed to use, they for some reason come after us, right? So I can't show you guys any video, but I can show you video, personally. If you were here, we could look at video all day long, and I could show you why every call that he's made could potentially work. However, it is up to the quarterback and the players that are around him, the offensive line, the receivers, the tight end, everybody, including the running back, to execute those plays. That's what it's coming down to. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you hit the like button. Greg's up here. How you doing, Greg?
Terrible. Well,
terrible. What's going on? What happened, bro?
All my bets lost today.
Who did you bet on?
I'll tell you one. North Carolina, they allowed a 68-yard touchdown to lose.
Yeah.
Texas, Oklahoma couldn't score. Pitt couldn't beat the piss out of Cal. And a bunch of others. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Wow. I knew today would be weird, bro. You got Tennessee, who hasn't scored against Florida at
Tennessee's another
halftime.
one I got.
Holy shit. I got Tennessee too. And I cannot believe what that score is right now. You know what I mean?
I would have won one of my parlays today. I had Army. By the way, bet Army, ladies and gentlemen. Or bet against every time UAB plays, bet against them. They're fucking money. Because they suck.
Yeah. Who do you
got?
got? Colorado or Kansas State?
Colorado, baby.
I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that.
Yeah, I had Army, Mizzou, Buffalo, and then what was the other one? There was one more. It was that and that one in North Carolina. North Carolina was the one that lost.
Shout out to Bulldog, who's in the chat. What is up, sir? Come on up. I've dropped the link here in the chat. I'll drop it again. Once Color or somebody join, I'll have them pin it in the chat, so it'll always be there for everybody. Cap for Life, welcome to the show, sir.
What's going on, boys? I need LSU to take a lead over this Ole Miss game, and I'll be floating high tonight, man.
I'm telling you, I got Ole Miss, bro. I think Ole Miss is gonna run away with it. I apologize, but I think Ole Miss is hard. What's going on?
They both need a score. I don't care who wins. The score.
The score?
Yeah,
okay. You're playing the spread?
I got that one. Yeah, the Tennessee game's kind of screwed. They should be up, but they're not.
Gotcha. Shake Money, bro. Come on up, bro. Come on. Everyone's welcome. So KS2 says that he kind of feels like Greer and McDaniel, are really kind of the people at fault. What do you guys think, bro? What do you guys think? Who's at fault for
Stephen Ross?
Kevin.
Stephen Ross.
We did this
straight to the top
yesterday, man. We did this yesterday
why.
We did this yesterday, and yesterday we pretty much dissected it to the point where Brandon Shore, everybody keeps giving this guy more credit than they should. The guy's pretty much Donna Ponte when it's all said and done. He's a capologist, so let's just keep this guy not too relevant. You know what I mean? Because it's to the point now where everybody's saying it's Garfinkel, it's not Greer. I mean, at the end of the day, man, we all know who it is. It's just everybody's overthinking this stuff right now. So for me, the front office, of course, is to blame out of everybody because the front office is who organized and pretty much saw this vision.
Yeah,
so, like I said, it's still early. It's still early. Don't get me wrong. Like the AFC East is beating up on each other, so we still have a shot. But as of right now, it's not to our liking right now. It's not to our standard.
Yeah, I completely understand. Just so you guys know, before we begin, because I saw Fred just join the panel here, timeouts are in effect during Saturday night WolfPack. Okay, just so you guys know. So I'm not going to be donating towards the timeouts unless it's something absolutely ridiculous that I have to do it. But everybody in the chat, if you'd like to donate, it's basically $1 per minute. If time someone out for 5 minutes, it's $5 to give you an example. Or if you don't want to time someone out, but you want to force the panelists to take a shot or a drink, I'm for that as well. I'm gonna wait a little bit until probably halftime, and then I'll go get my drink here. But anyways, so I'm saying it's the players.
I volunteer as tribute.
He volunteers tribute. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's the players. I know you guys want to say it's Chris Greer, it's Garfinkel, or it's Ross, or whatever. The one thing I do blame Chris Greer for is primarily the ingredients he's put down on the table for McDaniel and company to cook from. And what I mean by that is look at his offensive line, right? The offensive line, he plays Moneyball. I personally don't like Moneyball, right? I think you should heavily invest. Bring in the guards. The guards are the weakest link on our offensive line right now. I do like Patrick Paul, but he's not the player for now. He's the player for next year. right?
You say the players, but who got the players?
I get that.
I think the players are downstream from the coaches.
Yes,
But
Who
here,
got the
here
coaches?
for life. Hold on a
Who got
second.
the
Hold on one
players
second.
and who got the coaches?
Hold on. Cap. Can we agree that the players that we have with all the talent, if they executed perfectly, the plays should work, which they've done for the past 2 seasons. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
No. It's you're right to a certain extent. You're right.
Well, that's
It's
why I'm
a
saying
give and
it's
take.
up to them. It's ultimately up to them. Just like with Kansas City, right? Kansas City goes to the Super Bowl. They don't have a named receiver or a receiver that's worth a damn, but they find a way to win because that, as a team, they execute the plays to win the game. I need the players to step up beyond whatever talent is behind them or whatever the hell is going on. That is my point. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need Achane and Wright, and Jalen Wright is actually starting to pick up, so that's good. He's doing his job, right? We just had Jalen Phillips go down for the season, right? We've lost him, and we were expecting big things for him, right? I need Chop Robinson Company to come in and do what he needs to do. I need the next man up to grow a pair and actually start doing something for this team. Because we're not always going to be playing the New England Patriots. I know you guys want to laugh at the Colts. A lot of people said we should beat the Colts. The Colts are garbage. I'm sorry. The Colts might be garbage, but they got a guy that everybody keeps putting down that's saying he's not worth a damn, and he keeps coming back, keeps keeping the game close, keeps winning games by the name of Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, with the talent on that team, will get that team to play better than the talent that is around him, right? I need players to start doing that. Lead by example. Quit getting tickets for whatever reason, right? Quit bitching and moaning or saying that you miss Kansas City. I don't want to hear none of that crap. I want you to see you on the field, put your head down, and execute the goddamn play.
Well, me, myself, Ali, you know,
Hey.
I'm blaming Mike McDaniel, man. I'm blaming Mike McDaniel because if the offensive line isn't really that good, McDaniel could say, look, we need this up front to protect whoever's back there at quarterback. McDaniel has the power to bring that in front of Greer, and Greer goes ahead and do that. Now for the players, yes, I put blame on them, but come on, your play call has been suspect all year so far. You know what I mean? It's been all year. I understand guys need to make plays, but on a simple 3rd and 1, you're gonna toss the ball 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage for a 3rd and 1. I mean, I'm putting that on McDaniel, man.
Real quick. I don't want to interrupt you, but I got to address something real quick.
You're good.
Richard McLean says Richardson is starting tomorrow. Okay, that's something I don't know. I'm not a Colts fan. I don't really know. But I will tell you, not having your starter quarterback there, you would think you would just steamroll the Colts. Very, very close game in their last game. I don't want to be in a close game with the Colts. And if you guys watched my show where earlier in the offseason when we had the schedule release, and I broke down every single game and why we would win or lose, right? I went through that whole exercise. It was like a 3.5-hour show, right? I said the first game we would lose, which I was wrong about the others because I didn't expect Tua to go down so easily. But the first game I said we would lose would be the Colts. I said that would be a trap game for us, right? And I still think we could lose to them. So that's why I want to take them serious. But go ahead, Fred. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want to give you
real quick. The Colts have allowed only, I think, like not even 4 passing touchdowns all season. So that defense is stout, even though their offense is suspect.
If I may, I don't know if anyone saw it, but I did today. It came across my feed. Now, I don't know if this was yesterday or this week or weeks ago, but apparently Malik Neighbors is in concussion protocol, and the night I guess it was a couple nights ago or the night after the game, whatever it was. He was at a concert, and you know what? Brian Dable was at the presser. He said we would deal with that internally. So where was Mike McGeek calling out the Disney on Ice crew?
That's a good question. I don't really know. You know,
You just got your ass spanked to Buffalo, and you're out, and Tua's got a concussion, and you're out going to see Disney on Ice. Where is McGeek? What's he doing? Probably sucking on his lollipop or something. What's this guy doing?
Yeah,
he's too. I think he's too touchy feely. We went from Flores, who was probably a little more hard nosed, to McDorkle, who's like way too touchy feely. It's like an overcorrection. Because that's why I think that the players are not prepared. Is because like they talk. I heard. I forget who it was. It might have been on here. We were talking about that. Like the practices that they do, they like half-ass in practice, and then you have teams like the Commanders who are like dogging themselves in practice, doing more padded practice, and look at the results, and it's like it shows the execution. The execution is not there. It's freaking wow. Oregon just scored.
We had the execution. We had the discipline. We had the least most penalties, and we said no, we can't have it because we can't talk to players that way.
Well, that's the problem.
Shootout KS2. I think that this game is going to come down to whoever has the ball last.
Yeah.
Well, you're finally playing a real team, so welcome to the season.
Welcome
What up?
We'll see. What's up, El Cap? What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
I don't know about you boys, but I've been taking a fucking beating on college football betting
El
today.
Cap, me too.
I've been taking a fucking beating, boys. It's been terrible all
North
day.
Carolina.
Did y'all take South Carolina to cover?
Bro, I don't even
North
know.
Carolina.
I'm like, I'm so upside down right now. I might have to lay off for a week. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not taking a beating. I've had 4 straight wins today. Check this out. I called Arizona State to win last night, right? Arizona State to win. I said Clemson would win today. I said Alabama would win today. Texas would win today. I need Tennessee to grow some big boy pants and actually go take care of business against those lizards that play up north in the state. Right?
Right?
And then I need Boise State and Vanderbilt to do their job too. And then I'm good.
Nobody took the points on. Nobody took South Carolina to cover that spread.
I had South Carolina covering the spread in one of my parlays. That wasn't the only thing that broke that late. Again, I've got these obscure fucking 4, 5, 6 leg parlays, and I'm just I mean they're complete long shots at a lot of times, but I've gotten lucky with them because there's not real luck. It has just been upside down. I can't grab a plus or a minus point spread or fucking pick them or nothing, boys. I've been on
bro.
I've been terrible.
Put UFC, NHL, put a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You'll get it up to like at least. I'm telling you, bro.
It doesn't help when your last leg you need allows a 68-yard touchdown run to lose the game.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot. There's been a lot, bro. A lot of fucking. I mean, Bama didn't hit a 2. Whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyhow, yeah, I'm just waiting to see. Just waiting to see if Tennessee's gonna fuck me out of this last parlay I got cooking right now.
I'm worried about, bro. I'm really worried about it.
So, I do have one more for the night. I have.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, boys. I got 2 more.
I have one for tonight. If Tennessee sucks, I got Boise State, Colorado. I got the over in that game, and then UCLA.
I stayed away from that one. I stayed away from both of those.
Yeah, well, again, I I just kept digging. I thought to myself at like 1, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have to dig myself out of the day, and it's just gotten worse, bro.
Oh, me too.
Like, it's just gotten worse. So
ever
it's just
since
like,
that North Carolina touchdown run, it's been
it's been a bad set. You know what? Too, coupled with how bad I did last Sunday. Last Saturday I couldn't miss, bro. I was up, and then Sunday
he lost everything.
I lost everything Sunday and Saturday. I've back to back, and I have like a rule. I'm like the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season you can bet, and the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season you can bet. It's that middle part that'll fuck you, bro. that middle
Nah.
part of the seasons that'll fuck you.
No, F that. No, I'm telling you right now, bro. It's the 10 legs. You got to do spreads where you get the receiving yards at 25 yards a piece for every receiver you like. You get up to 10, then you do a couple of anytime touchdowns, make it at least a 12 leg. You leave
Not
it like
on college.
that,
You don't. That's on NFL, dog. Like on college, it's the betting is different, bro.
Yeah.
Like
You think the transfer portal is causing this? This like confusion?
A little bit.
Well, hold on. See, Kenneth in chat saying right, hard to parlay in October. It's because October, November, like towards the end of November, it gets a little bit settled. But these months right here, this like 6-week window, it's no holds barred. Teams are either overachieving or coming back to earth, or teams are finally getting it figured out. Injuries, like everything in the fucking world changes. Usually how it started is how it ends and how it really is. But the middle will fuck you every time, bro.
That's true.
Real quick, I want to say, what's up, KS2, dog? I ain't seen your ass up here before. What's good, dog?
You know,
just hanging
out.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Let me ask you this, and KS2, I want you to answer what you think too. Do you think because of the new format for the college football playoff, does that have any inkling of what goes on during the regular season? Because now there's not as much like pressure to win every single game. You can let one game go, you know what I'm saying, and still make it in the end.
Bro, I think it's double. I think it's all these things, right, KS? I mean, don't you think it's everything between transfer portal, NILs, all the teams changing divisions the last 2-3 years, and then, like you said, Ali, all that shit considered is why college football looks different than it did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Way different. Different.
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Well, I think it's going away from the guys that were trying to build their pedigree at small schools or lesser schools, like, where they don't have to, jockey for playtime and stuff like that. They can go and play on a competitive team versus being the feature player on a Cal or the freaking South Carolina or something like that,
I mean, but we're even talking about like weird types of show ups for like obscure teams, like SMU and fucking Northern Illinois University, like weird shit like that's having like programs that had no business in any games years ago. The gap has closed.
Who was it? It was like week 1. Who was it that was like going shot for shot? It was like it was Appalachian State or something like that.
Yeah. Who was it that gave Alabama all they could handle until the last like 8 minutes of
South Florida?
South Florida
yeah.
gave them everything they could handle. Honestly, if South Florida had more depth, they probably would have won that game.
Well, look at
the
Kentucky.
LSU kid's fucked up. He hurt his knee bad.
I mean, Kentucky damn near knocked off Georgia. Like,
I'm saying, right? Like, it's crazy. Even today, Alabama was in another fucking dogfight. Like, just every Ohio's in one. Well, Oregon's, I don't know. I never believe in Oregon, right?
Here's my new betting strategy. The teams that go cross country, you pick the team that's the home team. It's working. Washington last week I had Iowa today.
Washington got killed today.
Yeah.
That's what's funny, bro. Washington will beat, who everybody thinks is the number 1 team one day, and then the next day they get their ass handed to them.
Fucking Gators just scored a touchdown, dude. Fucking Tennessee's fucking offense can't do Gators quarterback's hurt though.
Are they
He's done. Number 15 is done. Well, the Gators are doing a 2 quarterback system right now. They're having the one kid that was playing earlier come out when they really want to pass the ball. Number 15 comes in, and I'm telling you right now, something's torn in his leg.
Yeah, he's
slamming his helmet. He's slamming his helmet on the ground and shit. He's hurt.
I think Tennessee's looking ahead to Alabama next week.
Well, Tennessee can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. I think every drive they've had has been 3 and out thus far.
So it's 10-0 Florida.
It's 10-0 Florida right
God
now.
damn, that's fucking my parlay, bro. That's fucking my
killing me
parlay.
too, dog.
Excuse my
That's
language.
killing me.
I
Oh,
should have stayed away from the bro.
Getting killed.
I had Buffalo. That was the 14. I had Buffalo,
Yeah.
Army, Missouri. That was the 3?
I got a 10 leg and a 12 leg, man. About to get clobbered right now.
I got a
I
9 leg I'm riding on right now, and the
I
only
flipped on
thing
the-
holding me up.
I'll tell you what, I flipped on the YouTube TV and it went right to Buffalo Toledo, and I was like, I hope Toledo fucking steamrolls Buffalo. I hate everything about Buffalo.
You want them to lose that bad.
I knew
Yeah.
Buffalo. The reason why I took Buffalo is they were like 2 touchdown dogs to NIU at home. They beat them out. Or no,
Mhm.
they were 2 touchdown dogs. They beat them outright. And then today, Toledo, it was 10 or whatever it was. I'm like, oh, Buffalo's going to win that.
Well,
what's the score right now
In what?
in the Toledo game?
Oh, that game's over. It was.
Yeah,
it was earlier.
30 to 10.
Yeah, it was way
Buffalo
earlier.
won?
Buffalo won like 30 to like 10.
Yeah,
Damn.
they beat the dog shit
Yeah,
out
I
of them.
stayed away.
And Toledo was favored in that game too.
Yeah, that's a
The only
wrap.
reason
Yeah,
I
no.
asked, the only
They
reason
They were
I
like
asked-
they were like a 6.5 point fucking favorite.
yeah, the only reason I asked about that game is because I'm originally from Toledo. That's where I was born and raised. So
Holy
that's why I
Toledo!
had that. Yep. Toledo Rockets, man. They sometimes they surprise people. They beat an SEC team this year. So
Yeah, how about
Kareem Hunt
this?
played
Ole
well.
Miss. Ole Miss keeps faking injuries. That's what happened in Georgia Tech today. I remember they're faking injuries.
Who's winning that game?
Ole Miss 17-7. But they're
Yep.
faking
Well,
injuries.
LSU just had an injured player, like for real. Like homies.
Yeah, but
probably,
I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like whenever a team is going no huddle playing Ole Miss, a guy just falls down and fakes a cramp.
oh yeah, they love that shit, dude.
Yeah, that's what happened in Georgia Tech today. The North Carolina was moving the ball great. All of a sudden, a Georgia Tech guy fell down.
Well,
Dude,
that's how.
real
That's
quick.
that's the college way, dog.
go ahead, KS2.
I want to make sure I read right. Is AB going back to Pittsburgh?
No.
No.
I
No,
saw an article today.
Yeah,
No.
there's a bunch of fake news talking about that, bro. It's
Yeah,
they
AB
fake.
Okay.
AB ain't doing nothing.
All right.
I don't know if AB can get the insurance to be on the field, dog. Straight up. Like
Don't
straight
matter,
up.
maybe.
I think people think he's like crazy. I think he's a genius, but I think he's like the same type of genius that like Kanye West is. So like it'll always appear to be crazy to the rest of us forever.
I think
Bro, he's hilarious
you-
on Twitter, bro.
Do you
He's
guys
hilarious
think
on
that
Twitter.
he's like one of those characters that he's really playing a character?
Fuck,
and
LSU just scored a tutty on him.
What
Sorry.
a touchdown.
Oh shit!
What a
Yeah,
fucking
baby,
throw,
let's
dude.
go!
What a fucking
Let's
throw.
go!
No, Cap, let's not go. I need fucking Ole Miss to lose. Let's not go. Or to win. Let's not go, Cap.
That wasn't that hell
I
of a
think-
throw. That was a.
I
that was
think
a
he-
failure
I
on the
think-
defense.
I think AB tapped into that Kaepernick. Like
Yeah.
Kaepernick's made way more money off the field
Oh,
than
yeah.
on the field, and it's like
And that's what I'm talking about.
But AB's
That's
at
what I was
least
talking
got
about.
character though. Kaepernick just like he always sold the guess what and never delivered nothing. AB's always delivering. That guy
How much
delivers.
do you think Kaepernick got in that settlement?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not as
Oh,
much.
that
as
hit the
that.
ground.
I'll tell you what, because
got-
they kept it a secret, they probably gave him a shit ton to keep his mouth shut for a long time. That's probably what it was.
Did it hit
between
the
that
ground?
and his
That's not a
endorsement
touchdown.
deal
Yeah,
with
it
Nike,
is.
Yeah, he has an endorsement
Like-
deal with Nike too.
Nah.
and
That
I knew
touchdown's coming
I kind of figured he would never play again when he had
it
that.
did.
He was supposed to try out for the Raiders, and then he just moved it the day before, like across
No,
the country.
it was gonna be in Atlanta. It was gonna be
Yeah.
at the
Falcons, yeah.
Falcons Stadium, and then at the last minute, like there was like 18 or 22 like scout teams that were gonna come out there. And at the last, like literally the morning of, he switched up the venue for some contract dispute with fucking Nike, some money payola thing or some shit like that. And he switched it up and only like I think Atlanta's local fucking guy was the only dude. Everybody else said, dude, fuck you, and left. But yeah, it was weird, to say the least. I remember that. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was kind of where it didn't pass the smell test. Like, this guy didn't want to play ball. He's got out of what?
He turned up like a fucking promotional. It was like he was gonna like it's like when Paris Hilton comes to some fucking club in Orlando or some shit, you know, like they hire an appearance fee. That's what he tried to make into it, like some big ass appearance fee thing. It was weird.
Shit, dude, I didn't even know this. There was an ejection in the Ohio State Oregon game.
The lead wide receiver spit in his face.
Damn,
TV's face. Listen, the kid that scored their first touchdown, and he had 2 big bombs in the game.
Yeah,
he spit in his face. He's their best weapon. Yeah, he's out. He got ejected.
Yeah, you can spit on people.
Yeah. Oregon winning that game, I saw.
No,
they're up by 1 point. It's 22.
No touchdown.
Yeah, they scored at the end.
Wow.
No touchdown for LSU.
That game is going to end up whoever has the ball at the end. That's who's going to win the game.
Yeah, I'm more worried about Tennessee actually doing anything on offense.
Yeah, bro.
They are terrible right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Tennessee's actually at midfield right now, though.
Come on,
running a
Come
hurry
on,
up.
baby. Come on, baby.
Rolling out
Talk to
overs
me.
left.
Bringing it back around to
God, their
McDaniel.
quarterback is fucking terrible.
Good idea, bad execution. Even though he made the catch, that guy should have caught the ball and be able to run. And look how high he threw it, bro.
Dude, he threw it behind him and over his head. What were we saying about Mike McDaniel?
There's not many things this year that I see he's doing well. I have an issue with all the play calling where he can't manage a game. I mean, how many times this year have we been out of timeouts in the middle of the half? You know, where like they can't get the ball snapped outside of 5 seconds on the play clock. How many illegal shift penalties have we had? Like, I feel like so many times we have 2 guys in motion because the pre-snap is so freaking complicated that nobody gets set, and they snap the ball.
These long pre-snap plays take up all the fucking time, so you have no ability to manage a fucking football game.
And it's like they don't get out of the huddle until like 10 seconds on the play clock and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They don't.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No.
They don't run to set up the pass. They just like pass, then they do a dumbass run on like 3rd down and long, and then the next drive they'll come out and just decide to chuck it up and they have 2 safeties over top bracketing like Tyreek or Waddle. They did this last year. There was like a 5-game stretch where like Tua had like this 60-yard interception. Like why did you throw that? And that was before we knew that he was just hitting his back foot and letting it rip. But it's like that, the player preparation, hell, last year, how many times did Tyreek Hill go down with cramps during the game? And we're like, why is he always going out in the 3rd quarter and stuff? I mean, he had like $120 and a touchdown at that point, but we were just figuring it was like, well, it's South Florida Heat, and they're running his ass off. He caught 10 passes, and but I just like that's the game management, the game flow, the preparation, all that stuff, and then the mentality is not there. We don't have that. Like, one of the things I wish to God we had in South Florida was that like what's the Steelers brand? The Steelers brand is like tough. Like, we play defense, we play smash mouth, we run the ball down your throat. Case in point, when we played them in the playoffs, they ran that Le'Veon Bell drive. They had 8 consecutive run plays, and Le'Veon Bell just dominated the defense.
Bro, that used to be our identity, though, bro. Like, in the fucking
Zonka.
70s, 80s, early 90s, like, at least defensively, that was our identity.
What you're
now we
looking
got
for
nothing.
is the cerebral assassin mentality, and we don't have that, bro. We don't have that
Triple
mentality.
H.
And Tennessee finally
Whoa.
scored. Finally,
See
Thank
that?
God.
Seen that run? Good run
Thank
too.
God.
Well, thanks for spoiling it, but I'm looking at the 4th down and 1.
So,
The ball's at the yellow
so,
line.
so basically, you're talking Steel Curtain, Killer Beast type of era, where
Yeah,
right
they
now,
don't have it in them to be that type of person, bro. This is a finesse. This is our problem, bro. And I've said this before, and people dispute me all the time. We are too much of a finesse team, right? We're finesse explosive, and it's like, oh my God, finesse. I need some grit. I need some toughness. I want to punch you in the face toughness. And I just don't think we have that as a team, bro. And that's the problem.
Do you ever go by a team as a reflection of its coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been going on far too long.
Well, I was thinking about this in the car. I was like, and I'm going way back, but remember we were on Hard Knocks with Sperano?
Yeah.
And he was walking around and they were warming up and he's like, buckle those chin straps, No,
you mean Philbin. Philbin, you mean?
No, it was
the leadership.
Maybe it wasn't. No, you're right. Philbin was on Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
it was one of the pre-seasons with Sperano or something, and they were just showed him walking around practice. They were warming up, and he's telling them buckle their chin straps. And I remember they were roasting him on the pregame because they were like worry about winning the game and stuff. And but he was like, because we weren't good that year, but it was at least like that was Chad Henne era, I think, and it was like at least they had that. That was like the little minutia thing I think about now. It's like, man, they don't have none of that stuff. They like. They're worried about doing touchdown celebrations and shit in practice. Like, they're not.
It just seems to me when they try to form some type of coalition or something that involves a union player type of deal, they dismantle it real quick and they let the front office be the voice. They don't want anything as far as like a mutiny being involved with the players because they want to be the voice. Analytics over, I guess, as you can say. Right now. It's the analytics are ruling over, I want to say the eye test. And,
numbers rule all, bro.
Yeah, and it's becoming an issue now to the point where the physicality is being taken away because you want to prove the numbers.
Well, I've said for years that like McDaniel's offense is like this microchip. It's really delicate and everything has to break right. I mean, case in point, Tua goes down, and now we look hopelessly inept on offense.
Yeah, but we knew that. We knew that for years. But that's another analytic deal because they didn't want to listen to the fans. But their analytics chose that they were better chosen to speak over the fans, and that's a problem.
Cap.
What up?
You got Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just on the first play they took the ball away, and they're in driving position right now. So they're about to take
spoiling as I just saw it.
Thank God.
I need Tennessee and a lot more to happen too, dog. Like I'm not holding my breath.
This can't happen without Tennessee, at least for me.
I need Tennessee to win, bro, for my parlay to win. So that's why I need Tennessee.
Well, I need Tennessee to win by 15, so we're fucked.
God, Greg, by 15, dude.
They're by like 14 and a half.
I thought I was a degenerate, bro. How does that work? Why you get more points?
I mentioned earlier that I feel like the players are to blame. And Lewis had really good points when it's them playing out in the field. It's them catching the ball when they should. They're the ones that ultimately you have to blame. I understand there's little things we could critique on Greer and his decision-making about the offensive line instead of playing money ball. But Color would come up here and say, well, the stats show that they are performing. So it's not the offensive line so much. Do you think it's the players, or do you really put all the blame on McDaniel and the whole front office? What do you think?
Well, I'm pretty definitive on how I think. I think this is how the kids today would say is systemic, right? Like, I think it's beyond the players. I think it's beyond management and coaching. I think it's just the whole vibe of it. And for better or for worse, and I have to put it with the owner because he's the only constant in this. The team and the organization has made billions. billions while winning nothing, literally nothing. Hasn't improved as a product on the field one iota better than the day he purchased it. It's the same exact results year in and year out. Fringe playoff team that ultimately loses in wild card rounds. That is who and what we have been through the entirety of the Stephen Ross era. The only, and when we talk about data, tangible, the only tangible difference is how much fucking money has
Oh
homie
my
made.
God.
That's the only tangible difference is how much money he's made.
He's faking injuries.
So because of that, right?
Oh, wow.
To me, between the injuries, god damn it, Greg, between the monies that he's made, that's the only constant with all this, right? And so I don't think coaching is going to change. I don't think management's going to change because the same pecking order is always that it's how it's been. Stephen Ross has a general manager, but he also has a guy that's always between the general manager too. Whether it's Parcells, whether it's Beal, Garfinkel, there was another dude. There's two other dudes that I'm forgetting their names of, but they're
Matt
always
Moore.
like who?
Matt Moore.
Matt Moore? Talking about
Matt
like
Moore.
vice. Oh, Nat Moore. No, not Nat Moore. No. No, you're thinking of like
Matt Moore works for Garfinkel.
You don't. I think
no. I'm talking about the Garfinkel guy. You got the Garfinkel guy. You got the Mike Tannenbaum guy. You got the
Look up Nat Moore's title.
The Brandon Beal guy. But always these guys are the second hand of Ross in between the general manager. And then there's the general manager that's to the coach, and that's always the pecking order.
Look up Nat Moore's title. I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised, Chris. Look up Nat Moore's title.
How long has Nat Moore been there?
Since Chris Greer's been GM.
I remember when I lived up in Oregon and I was listening to like the ESPN radio up there, and they had Joey Harrington was on there, and this is to your point, Kev, about ownership, and he was talking about like all the teams he had been to and how the owners had a different culture or a different intention with the team. Like he goes, you go to one team and they're like, the owner's like, this is his deal, like that's his baby. He's a Jerry Jones, right? Like he's 100%. He does everything. He lives, breathes, sweats Cowboys. And he mentioned Huizinga and stuff, right? And he said, like, he goes, he was just a guy, like, he was just holding on to it, like, trying to see how much money he could get out of it. That's why, he had Dan Marino, and he was just trying to sell tickets with Dan Marino's name and wouldn't spend money on, putting a team around him, really, like building a defense and building an offensive line and stuff like that. And it was always something that kind of stuck with me. And this is years ago I listened to this, but it was a shame because it was like, I really think like if Stephen Ross got a hold of the team and he had Dan Marino, I think he would have moved heaven and earth to put a team around him, to get a title and stuff like that. Like Huizinga was not that guy. He was just trying to cash out after a few years.
To be fair, bro, Huizinga bought the Panthers and the Marlins, and they all competed and contended when Wayne owned them. So to be fair to Wayne, he did what he could with what he had, but he had to sell at some point.
Wayne, again, businessman. To me, Stephen Ross is a different thing because Stephen Ross is more than a businessman. He's
more of a money
guy. That guy meets world leaders, bro. Like y'all. Stephen Ross is not a man of the people. Okay, he's not. He's a guy that's in the most important rooms. He's a guy who, him along with one or two of his friends get people in and out of office. Like that's who this guy is.
Is he in the top 10 in net worth of owners though?
I mean, he's maybe not now with the couple of new owners that the NFL has gotten. But I would say definitely Yeah, he's definitely in top 10. Oh, I would say easily in top 10. I don't know if he's in top 5. He was, but again, right, this guy only cares about making money. And all the others, and the one thing he has been able to be really great at is getting everyone to believe that he cares about football and winning football. That's the one thing, because that's the constant. Like we always go, he spends the money. He cares about the team. Winning's important to him, because we go to a clip of him in the box and look at him being disappointed in prime time. He's not there all the fucking other times. He doesn't give a fuck about this team, and
So
he cares about money.
You ask about money, dog. KS2, you ask and you shall receive. Stephen Ross is actually number 10 in net worth in the NFL. He's worth $10 billion.
I knew he was worth about 10 bill.
He's actually worth like 11.7.
Is ahead of him by one position. Number 1 in the NFL, which I thought was
owner
family. It's not.
It's Broncos owner.
Yeah, the Broncos owner.
Broncos owner.
Walton Penner ownership group.
They own Walmart.
That's Walmart, isn't it?
Yeah, they own Walmart, Sam's Club.
They did something to separate themselves from Walmart, so they technically not part of Walmart, I guess.
Yeah,
but he's worth $77.4 billion. Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, fucking Elon Musk is worth like $260 billion. How crazy is that? 260 billion, dude. Holy fuck. That's a lot of money.
Did you ever see those memes of like Bezos being
Bezos
Dr. Evil?
Yeah.
Complete with dick-shaped rockets.
He does look like him. I just put it together. He does.
He does. But yeah.
If he turns up with some German broad, like on his wings, or gets like, yo, this
all in leather and shit. You get a hairless cat.
Yeah, so he's married to Tony Gonzalez.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, John?
Good.
But yeah, to me, because like you know what this organization's always super proud of, and if you look, they're always getting accolades for it. A couple things, right? The facilities, the product. The one thing Stephen Ross didn't lie about when he talked about it, he said, I want to make Miami a destination, a high-class destination shit. And he has brought, dude, we're partnered with fucking Hard Rock Casino. And I love that, all right? But like, look at it. It's Disneyland now. They got a fucking they got a guitar hotel down the yonder.
That's
got a racetrack around it.
That's the real estate tycoon in him, though. He's made the property value for them through the roof.
Right. That's
and
right.
That was a no-brainer.
And you know what? But what delivers on that property value? Him hedging his bets on the profits he's expecting to get with selling tickets. So taking the long route on an investment where he's putting up his own capital is something that billionaires don't like to do or don't want to do. They want returns. They want to make money. So throwing together as much quote unquote talent, jersey sales, ticket sales, which makes the guy that's next to him, Garfinkel, the most happy. That is his job. That is what he Shake played it yesterday. He played the interviews yesterday talking about McDaniel answers to Greer, Greer answers to Garfinkel, Garfinkel answers to me. Garfinkel's fucking job is to make money. That's his job. He's CEO of Printing Dollars. And that's what matters. And so every move has to not just make football sense, but make dollars and cents.
You're absolutely right.
That's the only thing that this team has ever done is sell hype and buy more bullshit.
I work with a guy who's a Packers fan and stuff, and he was complaining about, having Aaron Rodgers and only getting booted in the championship game, the NFC championship, Yeah. And I was like, buddy, you don't know what pain is. It's like we've been to at that point. We have been to 4. What's up?
I said, get us to one championship game. Crap. Green Bay's complaining about getting to a championship. Get me to one.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I would take that. And right now, I take that if we got to the AFC Championship, But I said we've been to 4 playoffs this century, and this is prior to, the last couple of years. But I was like, we had probably in my life, the best team we had was, and I was lucky enough to be there for it, was when we had like Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor, and playing Peyton Manning in the playoffs, And I said the year after that, we had we got freaking housed by the 2000 Ravens, at home. Game? Was that it? Was that it? They blew up Miami spot. It was like 31-7, like, and it was. I mean, the Ravens went on to win the Super Bowl that year, but it was like that was our probably.
Game, we didn't get to watch the game on TV. It got blacked out locally. They won that game when Lamar Smith ran all over the place with Jay Fiedler. And then we end up playing, I guess, the Ravens. Freaking McKnight drops that pass from Fiedler against the Ravens at home.
But yeah, it was that was our best shot in the last God knows how long.
When Wayne Huizenga wanted to get Miami to help him build the stadium. You remember that?
Didn't Ross tried to do that too, didn't he?
Yeah, but when Wayne Huizenga tried to get Miami to help him build the stadium for jobs and all that shit. And once that didn't happen, I'll have to check on the dates, but to me, it seems like he was going to sell the team. And once he started to sell the team, he didn't sell it for like 2 or 3 more years. I feel like he devalued the team to get it to a market value that he could sell it for. I'm just being real. That's what it felt like to me. The stadium was rough.
And he sold it.
Yeah. Cap for life. Hold on for me a second. Al Cap, can you hold it down for a second? I gotta restart my system. I'm having some system issue.
Yeah, dog. I ain't going nowhere. I don't know what Carla means by
the weather problems.
I don't know why Carla means that I'm the Captain Kirk of the panel. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
You're in charge.
That's fucking weird.
You most likely know something about being in charge.
Beat me up. I got Captain. Get what else has got Captain?
It's kind of weird.
Something on the wing. Something.
Yeah. So,
in Huizenga there too, the NFL wasn't quite what it is today. Where I mean, if you own an NFL team, it's a guaranteed moneymaker too. I mean, like how much do these teams gain value per year now?
Well, they profit shared shit. So, like, even if you're a bad team, you making money, dog.
It was the Super Bowl champion and the worst team in the first overall pick. They get the same money. So, but it's
well,
I mean, the Dolphins now.
Jerry Jones has all the rights to his team's logo.
Oh, really?
Like he has the merchandising on that. So, oh shit! Look who it is. What up, Tom?
What's up?
What's good? Now you watching college football?
Duh.
The hockey man.
But like Miami itself has like tripled in value in the last 20 years.
More than that, dog. More than that. Because he bought it for $1 billion.
It's worth like 7 now, isn't it?
He put 1.1 billion in it, and he sold 10% of it recently. Just under 800 million. So it's like 7.8 billion to 8.1 billion, the organization right now. So, I mean, think about it. He put 2.1 into it, and now it's worth almost 8. So he's made $6 billion fucking dollars on this team in 20 years. That is crazy, dude.
That's including the track too.
The what?
Right? You talked about everything.
Oh yeah, the F1 track.
Well, the F1 track and the tennis court, those investments for that in that arena are included in the 1.1 billion that he had. Not purchasing F1, that's a separate business. But building the racetrack and doing the whatchamacallit, the tennis court, that's in that 1.1 billion. He's put 2.1 billion into this thing and has now 8 billion. So
and he just started a new company, Ross Realty. I think it's a new company over his old realty company that he just pretty much just rebranded. So he came up on a new company and got money in the process left over.
So big time billionaires do that, right? What you just said, to a rebrand. So the company holdings of the properties that they own that are less valuable, they'll sell to the new company at either lesser or more, depending on what type of business they want to do, to value it up. These guys don't spend their own money. When they're like, oh, he built it out of pocket. No, he hedged profits. He hedged profits on his shares of whatever he's got by juicing them up for whatever means he could do. It's like I take my profits from my my car dealership to put it into my my flooring store, right? And I make my flooring store look like it's making more money to then take a loan on it and take a loan on this. So then I take the loan money on my two businesses and invest it where I want to go. That's what these guys do. Or sell. Now I want to sell a piece of my flooring store. It makes $1 million a year, but I make it look for a year and a half that it makes $2 million. Now I make $200,000 for my 10% that I want to sell rather than my $100,000 that I want to sell. That's how these motherfuckers work.
Well, my main beef with Ross is that he does not listen to us as fans, right? I mean, and it's so funny because didn't they jack their ticket prices like 30% this year?
Well, yeah, look what he did this year. Here's the thing, KS2. Look what happened this year. The hype on the team, they spent all of this money, given these big contracts, coaches, everything. They got a team that on the face of it is going to be the product that is a good product for the next 3 years. They jacked up the ticket prices. They invested less on the gifts and all the other shit. Everything went up in price. And so now that everything's showing, hey, look at these are all our prices. This is what we got last year. Here's what our price increase this year. Here's what we expect to make minimally and maximally. I want to sell 10% of this company now. This is why you should buy 10% at this asking price because of what I said, which initially he wanted 1.1 billion, his initial investment, to sell 15%. He got just under 800 million for 10%. So he did get the price bracket that he wanted relatively, right? He didn't get all of it, but he got pretty damn close to it. So again, built up the price, sold it for the built up price. The inflation deflates, and here we are with the product right now that we got. And a guy who just bought something at 10% is really lost his investment day one. You see what I'm saying? That's how this shit works, dog. Now that guy's stuck. He's stuck with his 10% and got to hold it in for the next time this guy does this inflation thing to then offload it on somebody else and make a bunch of money. But if anyone's putting money with Stephen Ross on the Dolphins right now, the guy made $6 billion in 20 years. So you're going to get your money back. Because that's what's talking out here, people. It ain't football and it ain't football wins. It's money. That's what I hear.
Shout out to South Florida born Jeremiah Smith scoring a touchdown. Buckeyes back up on top 28.
Yeah, he got him in that position. Did you see that play where he dusted that cornerback?
Yeah, dude, Jeremiah Smith. If you guys, you guys heard me hype up Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think the world of him, right? And we call him Marvin Harrison Jr., us Buckeye fans call him Maserati Marv. Well, I'm sorry, fuck Maserati. Jeremiah Smith is a goddamn Ferrari, bro. That guy is fucking fast. He is a man playing amongst boys, right? He looks like Julio Jones out there when Julio Jones was in his prime, right? Catching one-handed balls left and right in the end zone like it's nothing, right? Guy is as advertised. Honestly, in my opinion, South Florida's, greatest weapon that they let go to a team out of state. Thank you very much, South Florida. Please, I love you guys. Thank you.
We don't love you back.
And KS2, if you didn't know, I'm a big Ohio State fan, so that's why I had to say that.
Tell me how you really
gathered
feel,
that.
bro.
Well, you say you're from Toledo, so
Yeah,
Where-
yeah. Good.
Where's Ohio?
How-
Are they on right now? Ohio
Yeah, they're
State?
playing Oregon. They're
Yeah,
playing
how
number
about
3
them
team Oregon.
Guardians,
Good.
baby? Beat the piss out of those Yankees. Let's go Guardians. Fuck the Yankees.
Yes, the Guardians. Thank you.
Come on,
First
Ollie.
time in
Give
the
me the
ACLS
Guardians.
since 2016. Grand Slam, bro. It was the best thing. Baseball only is at its best in October, and everybody knows it.
Take care of those scumbags from New York, please. I hate those guys.
Speaking about that, what happened to Rutgers today? They got destroyed by fucking Wisconsin.
I'm gonna be honest. I was looking at
Rutgers
but I stood away.
sucks, bro.
I was
They
looking at
fucking
that game
killed
in
me.
Syracuse. I stayed away.
Bro, they couldn't do nothing. They were scoreless against Wisconsin.
Isn't the former Tampa Bay coach
game was
their
close.
coach still? He used to coach at Iowa State as the defensive
I don't
coordinator.
know, but I would
Luke
punch
Fickell?
because of the 3 parlays. For some reason, all these weird parlays I bet today, Rutgers was on 3 of them. I want to punch the Rutgers head coach right in the face when I see it.
I'm not gonna lie. I took a hard glance because I was feeling something about Wisconsin, but I went with North Carolina instead. I'm telling you, Army's the money horse team, man. Army and Navy.
Army and Navy. Yeah, no, I don't
they're
bet.
just kicking the shit out of teams. They're both undefeated. Army hasn't trailed all year.
That's
Greg
that's our
Schiano,
fighting
that's right.
forces.
Greg Schiano's the coach, El Cap. That's who you're punching in the throat.
Motherfucker, send me a picture, Ali, because I got to fucking throat chop that guy when I see him.
Hey, Ali.
Hell yeah, Carla.
Ali, did you make it through the hurricane?
Nah,
Yes,
he's dead.
I got my power back. Thank you. It came back today, but it
Well,
came with an expense, El Cap. It came with an expense. Check this
I
out.
won't-
Go ahead, John.
Hold
I'll
on.
wait till you're done. Then I'll tell El Cap what happened. Go ahead.
I was in Fort Pierce, and the tornadoes came.
They got
within
lit
feet.
up, bro. They got lit up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was in that area where the big tornado came, and there was a second one that came, and it went right through my niece's yard.
Damn.
And there was a tree limb that flew over and hit the roof and went 2 feet in. So they have to redo the whole roof.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Yeah,
Damn.
bro. Fort Pierce got lit up really bad by the tornado. My sister has damage on her house. It even took her new AC system with it, so she has to get that replaced too on top of it. So it's a lot, bro. I don't know if you saw that 10,000 square foot sheriff facility where they store all the sheriff vehicles. That thing got destroyed like it was like it was paper, bro. It was really bad.
Yeah.
We can always trust that government building.
It's Fort Pierce is West Coast Florida, right?
No, it's on the east side.
East Coast.
It's
We're
West
about
Coast.
45, they're about 45 minutes to an hour north of West Palm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, y'all are in Cap. You're in Tampa. Where are you stay at?
No. I'm in St. Augustine area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been to Tampa. I got 2 job prospects in Tampa. I'm thinking about moving
Tampa's
down
pretty
there.
dope, bro. Tampa's pretty awesome.
Where are you originally from, KS2? Where are you originally from?
I'm an Army brat. So
okay, thank you for your service. I was in the Air National Guard, not quite the Army, but I appreciate your service.
I was Air Force. My dad was
Actually,
Army.
no, you said you're an Army brat. Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought you
Thank
meant
your
your
dad for your service.
That's like me being an Air Force brat.
I was born in Berlin, but
shit, him in Color, bro. Both.
Yeah, Color was born in fucking Germany too.
Yeah.
No, but I grew up in South Georgia.
Oh,
Cool.
sorry to hear that, dog.
I only got to.
Greg, or not Greg. Cap. Here's the guy you have to punch in the throat.
Oh, I know exactly who that guy is. He's done. He's done.
I
Get
gotta
throat chopped, homie.
I gotta
Get
find
throat
Matt.
chopped.
On site.
On site, bro. Catching his hands.
He's on site. Anyway,
No, I got 1 year. I got to live in Fort Lauderdale, and our neighbor was a season ticket holder, and she never wanted to go to the game, so she would always sell my mom the tickets. So we got to go. We got to go see. That was like 2000. So we got to go see Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor. I used to love Brock Marion. Was my guy back in the day. I used to love Brock Marion.
Yeah, Brock Marion was the shit. I remember him. El Cap, I forgot to tell you what I wanted to mention earlier. So I finally get my power back today, right? FPL shows up at my house, says, "Hey man, do you mind if we pull our truck in the backyard to fix the pole that's in your back?" Because it was basically the whole street was out of power because of that pole. I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem."
Tell them they're gonna cost them money.
I didn't. I'll tell you what happened. Hold on, let me finish.
My property.
So freaking, they fixed it, right? I left because I had to go to some family function. I come back, my entire part of my driveway has been shattered into pieces.
Hell yeah!
Take pictures.
I did. I took pictures, bro. I'm already on it, trying to call and report the shit because I want them to fix it. I guess the trucks that they have, because they're so weighted down because they have to withstand the storm and all that, just shattered my driveway like it was nothing. Like a tank rolled over.
And you get a couple of free months of electricity too if you play your card.
No, you don't. You don't get no fucking free electricity. I promise you that. They will fix it, but it'll be it's government work now, dog. Yeah. It's government work now. So you're gonna get it roped off, chipped away, and fixed over a 3.5 month period. So good luck. Good luck.
Oh man.
My niece won't have any power for another week.
Yeah, a lot of people around here don't have power for another week. Luckily for me, I'm on the same power link that Home Depot's on right around the corner here. So I'm fucking they ain't letting no Home Depot be down, dog. I'm on the grid, bro. I'm on the right grid. I'm on the main line, bro. My shit went down, but they got it up.
Wow.
Wait.
What's up, Tonk? I haven't heard from you yet, man. What's going on, Tonk? Talk to me.
Just watching fucking Gators lose. I finally put on a Gator game and they start losing. Like, what the?
They lose.
I haven't watched the game.
Is Tennessee up?
They just passed the Gators. They scored it. It was tied, and now they're up 7. For this game, fucking game. I was at my friend's house watching the boxing match.
I got 3 legs left.
I thought you said you were having a boxing match. I was like, God damn, Gators done pissed Tonk off. You gonna throw them hands.
By the way, Tonk, is your dad okay? I forgot to ask.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
All right, because I know you were worried about him during the storm, so I just want to make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
He get any naders down there, dog?
Nader?
No.
Tornadoes? They didn't get. You didn't see around?
No.
No. Fucking one of my dad's old buddies. One of my dad's old buddies. He lives out there in fucking middle of nowhere, right next to the damn lake Lake Okeechobee. I guess there was like 70 tornadoes on Lake Okeechobee at one time, which they get them, right? They get those water spouts because it's just wide, fucking open, flat as hell. They said there was 70 of them on there at one time.
What
That's crazy.
Hell?
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, Broward County.
Damn. Oregon just went for it on 4th and inches and gouges the shit out of Ohio State.
Well, thanks for spoiling.
Gouges the shit out of them.
Dude, I tell you what, I love them Oregon helmets, man.
Yeah, Oregon's got the flyest gear, always, dog. Always.
Yeah, because they get
You know why? Everybody knows
That's Nike
why.
headquarters.
We got it. Everybody know why, but so what? We still like it. Jesus, everybody calm down.
I can respect it.
College, bro. Even their mascot they just showed was Easy Duck, bro. Come on.
It's too much. Stick to something.
Dude,
I wish. Don't got feathers.
I love everything about Oregon. I love the duck. I love the uniforms, but they really are trying to tick me off because Deion Sanders was getting interviewed today on College Game Day, and they were chanting overrated. If you keep doing that, Oregon, I'm gonna have to put you in the hate tier along with Ohio State and Alabama. So you want to keep chanting overrated to prime time? I'll put you on the hate list, you bums.
Damn,
He
tell us
loves
how you
everything
really
about
feel,
Oregon,
Greg.
including the heroin that's grown in the forests.
That was like a
They got
WWE
heroin in
promo
Oregon
right there.
forest? There's poppy out in the Oregon forests?
Yeah, dude. You talk about.
I thought they only did that in Kentucky,
another
bro. I
time.
didn't
Running
realize
that.
that. I thought they only did that shit in
See,
Kentucky.
I thought they
I've
only
been
did it
hoping.
in Afghanistan.
Nah, dog. We do that shit locally now, Tom.
I've been hoping for years that the Dolphins would do a like a Vice, like a Miami Vice uniform.
Nah,
like
they're
all
not gonna
Like the
uniform.
Texans just did. The Texans just did it.
Didn't FIU just do that? I think FIU just did it, didn't they?
Yeah, FIU.
Yeah, FIU did it. They were like,
Let me
fuck
see
it,
that.
if the Dolphins ain't doing it, we doing it. They did.
What I
Let's
would
see
like
that.
to see is an all gray uniform.
I would.
For
You know
who?
what? You know what I want to
Hey.
see? I want to see him win in a uniform. How about that? That would be real nice. I don't give a fuck, dog.
FIU did the Vice City, and they got Pitbull Field now.
So I was probably, I think I was like 19, right? Now I was getting like, I don't know, some fucking just bullshit tattoos, drunk with a friend and a tattoo gun, right? Or just
Witness.
and it was like, yo, we should fucking. I've been wanting to get the Miami Dolphins tattoo, but I'm like, nah, we're gonna get a championship one of these days, and I'm gonna get that logo and get the Super Bowl on there. At this rate, dog, I ain't never getting that shit, dog. I've got like, I don't even want to get a tattoo anymore. Like, fuck, sucks. Been waiting to get a Miami Dolphins tattoo, and I was like, damn, they changed the logo. I'll have to get this dumbass logo with it. But I'd be like, you know what? It would be a dumb logo if it wins me a Super Bowl. But no. Nope.
It's either the old school or the angry dolphin. That's about it. Old school angry, but I'm not doing the new one.
My favorite of them all, and everyone likes the old school 70s and shit. That's cool. I like the fucking 2000s one. The angry dolphin.
The 2001 is the best, in my opinion.
His eyes like squinted down and shit. He looks kind of like a jackass dolphin and shit. That was my favorite dolphin, bro. He looks like a dolphin's been doing tren and fucking eating nothing but protein his whole fucking life, dude. It was a cool looking dolphin. I liked it.
I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna have a dolphin. I want a dolphin with traps on it. Like
yeah, dog, fucking yoked up traps. Like, look, that's the one right there.
Yeah,
man.
That's the angry right dolphin.
There. That's the one I want to get.
You telling me AI can't make one?
Is he really gonna go for this?
If AI can make it, it might give you nightmares when you see it.
The field goal, you moron.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Whoa, look at that. They're going to give the ball to Ohio State and go off for it on 4th down, and they did.
Take the field goal, you moron.
Just hit the fucking field goal.
Why did they do that?
Did they? I didn't see
I hope
it.
they lose now. I hope they lose, you fucking idiots.
That's fucking McDaniel. They're running the McDaniel style offense.
Yeah, we're gonna. You know what? I need 3 inches. I'm gonna throw it.
I'm gonna throw it to the smallest guy on the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for an underneath route in the center of the field.
That was wild.
Line.
No, I'm gonna throw a fucking back shoulder fade to a 5'9" receiver who's covered by a 6'2" cornerback.
Double covered by
on
the
there talking about
quarterback and the 220 6'2" fucking safety as well. Let's do it. I like it.
The one thing I like.
I'm trying to figure out something, Cap. Why are you saying you need 3 inches and then there's a guy standing up in his underwear on the screen?
I don't know what screen you're looking at. I don't know what you're
He's
looking
talking
at.
about me.
Oh,
you. I'm like, wow.
That's what you get for changing your name to Shador Ward.
Shadu. It's Shadu. Yo, I literally.
Out of those two guys, I would prefer Ward over Shador. I'm just saying. I like what Ward brings to the table better.
I don't want the Shadu fucking deal in here, bro. Do not bring
Leave Cam
Shador
alone.
Sanders in Miami.
I don't want the
I don't
Lamar
need that.
Ball effect to come of the basketball
Bro,
come
Lamar
to the
Ball
NFL,
ain't got
man.
shit on what we'd have. First of all, this
Unless
fan
Cam
base
has
with the
something down.
hype and the bullshit. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? You think Tua was a sideshow? Wait till you get fucking Dion and his son over here. And listen, the kid probably be great player of football. But Miami, it's just a perfect mixture of fuckery, bro. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Can I ask this? Like, what do y'all think? Because I was saying in the offseason that they should have made a play for Justin Fields.
I said
Was
that too.
We tried that.
Ali got eviscerated
tried to
for
say
saying it because he said it
Don't even
early,
get me
bro.
started, bro.
Ali said it.
I got
Ali said it
eviscerated for
super
saying it.
early, and then a couple people started talking about it, and everyone was coming for Ali's neck a lot.
Hold
He's
on,
like,
hold
"Why?"
on, hold on, hold on a second. Hold on. I want to talk about this real quick. Let's put it into perspective, right? I mentioned it early. I got destroyed. I had people sending me messages in my DMs like I'm a fucking idiot. I got Michael K, who really I don't really care about his thoughts, calling me every name he can figure up in the dictionary if he can pronounce it.
It's true.
However,
He can't really pronounce them.
You can't really pronounce
Every name he could copy and paste off Google, he was telling.
Here's the kicker, right? Not only did we lose our quarterback in the second game, and we really need someone, that we could have had him at really cheap to come here and actually do something, but also he's looking like he's going to be the guy for Steelers, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be able to do anything there, bro.
Exactly. He's going to be the guy for the Steelers, Ali.
Even if Russell comes back, he's guaranteed the starting role. They said today.
But see, that's the thing I was saying in the offseason. The reason why I thought Fields would be
I gotta
good.
get off. I got a phone call.
All right,
So,
John.
All right, John. See ya.
I thought he would be
John.
good because he is mobile and everything, and he don't have to lean on him to his arm to win it necessarily. Like he's at the end of the day, he still had Tyreek and Waddle.
So
mind you, this preseason.
I'm going to make you the argument real quick, KS2, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. People that think that Justin Fields doesn't have an arm, they don't really know football. The scheme he was at in Chicago, which quarterbacks go there to die, bro. That's why every quarterback that they've drafted has amounted to nothing. This new guy, Williams, he's going to amount to nothing unless he changes teams. Why do you think every quarterback?
No, he'll be fine. He's going to break the mold, Ali.
Nope. Caleb Williams will be
I predicted it.
3 years.
Somebody can break the mold.
Jay Cutler's the only one. That's the only guys they like there is Jay Cutler types. The last one that was
I'll say that's bullshit.
Jay
Cutler went there to die, bro.
Steve McNair.
He was better as a Bronco than he ever was as a Chicago Bear.
Right.
Well, I just thought like Fields' mobility would have been a good trait to have as at least as a backup and everything. And for what they got him for, I mean, like they couldn't part ways with the 7th rounder to get a first-round quarterback.
Look at Joe Flacco, bro. We were told everybody could not succeed in Miami, and everybody that we were told cannot succeed is balling.
Yeah, they're pretty much balling now.
This is my Georgia bias as well because he briefly was at Georgia. They never let it. Mark Richt never let him throw, but
Urban Meyer did.
But I thought he would have been a good to give up a 7th rounder to get that guy as your backup. I think we would have been actually, if I'm really honest, I think we'd be as a fan base, we'd be even more divided given. If we had Justin Fields under center right now, we'd be going, do we even want Tua to come back?
Well,
that's why he didn't. Well, right there, KS2.
That's funny why we didn't get him.
That's exactly right. They can't have that. We have a quarterback that has a fragile ego as well as a fragile head, and that is a bad case to fucking have as a mixture at quarterback.
Like that's a Fitzpatrick, bro.
Well, look, they've had to continue to stroke his ego. They had to. They brought in. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Mike McDaniel was brought here for Tua. If you don't believe me, look how the team looks without Tua. It's not because Tua was great. It's because Mike McDaniel's here. And I'm not saying Tua's bad, right? I think he's really good. I just think it's too
one-dimensional, bro. I mentioned that the other night.
I think
it is
I think
one-dimensional. You brought in a coach
Tua
for a
can
specific
operate
player.
this.
It
Well, I think the irony of it is you bring in.
I think it operates in all three levels very efficiently. Again, the problem is when it going gets tough and you have to stand tall in the pocket and take a hit to deliver a ball. We don't have a guy you can do that, and you got it. There's going to be not an extra inch.
But Cap, he led the league in passing.
There's going to be not an extra inch you can squeeze at times.
Well,
and you're going to have to
He's
just have
leading
to
the league
grind
in
out,
passing.
grit it out. And that's not how this team is built, because the team is built for a quarterback like Tua.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think so? After watching,
doesn't mean anything if you're not on the field.
did you? Okay, so watching Thursday, because I think the closest comparison to Tua is Brock Purdy, currently in the league right now, right? Now, did you see Brock Purdy in the pocket on Thursday? Like every passing play I saw, like poise. That dude's in control the whole game, right? Now,
Brock Purdy and Tua. Brock Purdy plays with a different sort of confidence than Tua, and I think it only comes from injuries, bro. That's it. Because Brock Purdy gets hit and he looks the same, and Tua gets hit and he doesn't. Whether he's injured or not, it affects him differently. I mean, no differently than when Tom Brady started getting smacked around. He didn't look the same either. And Dolphin fans know that well. It was, hey, how do we beat the Patriots? Get to Tom Brady and put weight on him, because then he's off his game, and hopefully we can grind out a win on offense. And that's why we won so many against him. Tua, if I was scouting my team, so I'm defensively scheming to go against the Dolphins. I am saying you're not going to beat me with Tyreek. I'm going to double him with bracket coverage the whole game. And I'm going to go man-to-man with whom I can on Waddle and try to just live and die by everything else, because my main goal is to get to your quarterback, start hitting them. That's it.
Yeah.
Close that timing, change the timing, and hit the quarterback. And anything else other than that you try to do, they get a rhythm, they beat you.
Well, another interesting, someone mentioned it a while ago, was like, even does anybody else think that like Durham Smythe is taking a step back this year? You know, he was one of our low key clutch guys.
But what is Durham Smythe? A 20-25 target a year guy? That's who he's been. Now, do I think that what we had always hoped, that he would be more effective, used more? That's obviously not there. He's about as effective as he's ever been. He's a blocker. He can get loose in the secondary sometimes. Seems to be more assured hand than he was. Yeah. But I still think that, I mean, what did we see him drop a couple of passes week 1 and week 2?
He's only been targeted
week
7
1 and week
times,
2.
bro. He's only been targeted 7 times. That's it.
Because you said Jonnu Smith has been targeted, 21 times?
I don't know how, because it doesn't really look like they've used him at all, bro. That's why I'm like, is this legit?
He's looked bad too. But I was just disappointed.
On average.
My heart broke with Durham Smythe during the Seahawks game when he dropped that touchdown. I was just like, man, last year he made that catch.
Yeah.
You know who has averaged, who's actually been averaging pretty well, but they have hardly thrown anything to him, is Julian Hill. He caught 3 out of 5 passes, right? And he's averaging 10 yards a pass.
Don't get Cap started on Julian Hill, man.
Listen, fucking Julian Hill is just too penalized to a reward with fucking touches, bro. That's just the facts.
I think this team is like a fake orgasm. You know, we're always having fake orgasms. That's that's basically
very good analogy.
They keep giving us one just when we thought we had it. You know, it's a fake orgasm.
Color's good, Tresner. He's around. He's good. Color didn't lose power the whole time. He'd been golden the whole go of it, Tresner.
Oh, yeah. He was probably pretty good where he is.
He did fine.
Did Hurricanes play today or no?
Huh?
Hurricanes have a
Hurricanes and Dolphins both on buys.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both on buys. Yeah.
How convenient.
Yeah,
Hurricane
tossed up.
comes through and both our teams aren't playing. Imagine that. Huh.
Yeah.
Wonder if the Raiders are controlling the weather.
It could be worse. You could play another. What's that Titans game we played years ago? It was like 9.5 hours long.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
That's
yeah.
the last time we beat them, isn't it?
Yep.
That game
Took
sucked
2 days.
It was like a cricket match.
Hey, Greg, don't be pushing Alabama quarterbacks on us again. That's a curse.
No, Jalen Miller.
Never again.
I do not want Alabama quarterback if my life depended on it.
We got at least wait 10 years, Ali. We need at least a 10-year break.
So we got a couple of Dolphins fans out here in New Mexico, and they were like, "We should move on Bryce Young." I was like, "You shut the fuck up."
Yeah, dude, shut the fuck up, bro.
Exactly.
Don't you fucking put that evil out there.
It's fucking Bryce Young. First of all, Bryce Young, oh my, I don't know how anyone saw anything in the guy ever. He looks like, okay, Kyler Murray's small, but Kyler Murray straight rocked the fuck out. And he looks, and I don't give a shit at all levels. Kyler Murray has looked the same since high school. Playing in Texas, the little son of a bitch was always smaller and smoking everybody on the fucking field. So Kyler Murray, the fact that he has what he has and doesn't have what he have, fine. Oh, look. What up, Mike?
Look at himself.
Mike.
Himself.
What's up?
Fuck Quentin Ewing.
Bro.
Fucking bitching about the team, watching as much college football as we can handle. But yeah, Texas.
Oh my God, they just let him walk in. Oh my God.
Come on, you spoiled it.
Yeah.
How are you guys ahead of me?
Yeah. He's like 5 seconds ahead of me.
I've got quad screen on right now. I don't know about you guys. I'm watching Ole Miss, Ohio State, and Oregon, and I think Vanderbilt. And what's the other one? The other one's the Gators game.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching, El Cap. I got the same thing going on right now.
Yeah, I'm watching that now.
Who's this dude with the guns in the top right?
Guns? Oh,
guns. Yeah.
That's KS2, dog.
Yeah, that's our official security guard for WolfPack, bro. He's
I was about to say, I gotta set my game up in the gym.
Bro.
2 a days, man.
Yeah, fuck, dude. And dieting. That's where I fuck up. I just can't diet anymore, dude.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I got my own, but like, dang. But hey, my full-time job is those girls. They run me wild. My cardio's on point.
Cardio is up, dog. Cardio is up.
Well, Mike and the Mike, thank you for coming and hanging out on my show. First time ever. So shout out to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, tonight, just so you know, it's Saturday Night WolfPack. There are some rules. The rules are you can go after anybody you want. So there is no bouncer, to be honest. However, the audience can be the bouncer because they can time people out as well as
KS2 lost his job quick.
Yeah, but KS2 also volunteered to be tribute because he was down for drinking, bro. He was down for the shots. So I'm all right.
I'm drinking high noons. I gotta conserve my Coors Light.
Oh snap! High noons. Actually, that reminds me. Let me go get some Oktoberfest. I'll be right back.
I might bust out the scotch here in a minute.
Yeah, I got this Crown Royal I'm trying to finish up, so I'm about halfway done with it now.
Dog, you drink single malt at all?
Of course. What am I, fucking stupid?
Have you ever seen it's Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve?
No, I have not. Sounds deluctant. Go ahead.
They age it in rum barrels for 2 years.
What, a bourbon?
No, it's a single malt scotch.
Oh, what? I'm not a big
good.
Scotch is I'm more of a bourbon guy, really. I like whiskey because I can drink it infinitely, it feels like. It's like whiskey is like I could drink whiskey like it's beer. But I love bourbon, man. Bourbon's my fucking shit. Like
I like the smooth, But yeah, the Caribbean Reserve, that shit's so good because it's not so peaty. It's a little sweet.
Yeah,
But,
it's got that back end sweet, like a vanilla in there or something like that. That's how like
yeah. And then I don't know if you ever smoked pipe tobacco.
Yeah, dude. My mom used to own a fucking smoke shop.
And
down
then
on the beach.
you take a little pull off the pipe and then take a sip of whiskey, dude. That shit's like heaven, man.
Fuck yeah, bro. I like that.
Oktoberfest right here.
Yeah, I've got this I got this fucking whiskey. I don't know what it's called. I got it as a gift for
It's called whiskey.
No, it's a bourbon, excuse me. I got this bourbon from a homeowner. I closed their house, build houses and shit. So he gave it to me as a gift. I should fucking crack that bitch open.
What the fuck did they do to Ariana Grande? It looks like a ghoul.
My fucking dad texted me that same shit today. He goes, "Yo, what the fuck happened to Ariana Grande?
What happened to her?
She
looks like a ghoul.
It looks like the ghost of Ariana Grande is what it looks like.
The ghost of anorexia future.
It's fucking. She looks like she's got a problem, bro. Like it does not
fucking
look good.
tapeworm.
Yeah, bro. And they had her in like a fucking, I don't know, some weird couch leather dress, dude. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, she's on SNL tonight. It looks like, but
oh god, SNL, dude. What happened? It used to be cool.
Yeah,
fucking sucks.
Cast went downhill.
So back
once
to
everybody started laughing all the time, it got ruined.
So back to Dolphins real quick. So Mike, since you're new on the show, we've been talking about who's at fault for all of our problems this season. I originally said Ross, Greer were involved, but Lewis had a good point. Last night he says it's ultimately the players for not executing. What do you think?
I don't disagree with Lewis, but I man, how do I put this? Without throwing too much hate on him, your head coach
Hey, sorry.
Your head coach has to they breed the ready to play mentality, next man up mentality. Let's execute the way we're supposed to execute. And y'all know I love McDaniel, but yes, the players, they're grown men, they're adults, and they should execute, but they're obviously distracted. They're obviously disappointed Tua's not in there. They're showing it in their body language. They're showing it in their when's the last time Tyreek ran like crisp routes? When every time Waddle the throw's not perfect, he's shaking his head. Like, so yes, I do think the players need to play better and they do need to execute. But at the end of the day, I mean, it comes down to the head coach. I mean, Bill Belichick, I know it was Tom's team. I'm not trying to give him the credit for the Super Bowls, but before Tom became Tom, dude, the Patriots were known for their execution. They were known for the crispness. They were known for the tough situations. Like listening to him talk on the Pat McCaffrey show. I hope that doesn't get us copyright or nothing, but listening to him talk about how they preached and they lived and died in these special situations, like the high pressure situations, the moments that rarely come, but if they come, this is what we're gonna do. And so one of those highest pressure moments was when they lost Brady and they had to go to Garoppolo. You know, they still did decent. Like they weren't like terrible, but the execution was still there. You didn't see the team lowering their head or sagging their head or bitching and complaining that they weren't getting the ball correct or the ball, you know, the plays were messed up. Like right now, if the play doesn't go right, other than when we run the ball, if the play doesn't go right, the body language is crap, y'all. And I think that comes to the head coach because I think it you know, shit rolls downhill, excuse my language, but like they 100% like, I don't know. I think, I hate to say it, but I do think it falls on McDaniel, but I think it also falls on the offensive coordinator, the O-line coach, the positional coaches, like, because McDaniel, he's still relatively new. And so these coaches that have been in the league forever have inevitably faced adversity at some point. And so they should be able to get their positional groups ready to execute, but your wide receivers aren't executing. Your tight ends aren't executing. Your anything that has to do with the passing game right now, it's not executing. I don't care what the metrics say about our pass blocking win rate. It's just the execution's not there, and execution comes down to the coaching. And so I do think the lackadaisical attitude, the lackadaisical lackadaisical body language that McDaniel has, the literally the zoned out face, no emotion. I think he is breeding the ineptitude that we're seeing on offense. But I do think there's one way to get through it all, and I think we saw it at the end of that Patriots game, is run the damn ball. Like, we're good at it, and so why are you stopping it? Like, when we got into the end zone and they went for 2, we had just averaged like 7 yards of play that entire drive running the ball, and they throw a pass play and to score 2. It's just too cute. And so if you take everything and you add it all together, the players not executing, the players' body language being crap, it all comes back to the head coach. And so I guess my answer, that was a really long-winded way of saying that it's Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, it was a long way of saying that the team represents what the coach is. I mean, he is right. Mike, you said it the right way. If the coach, if he doesn't tell the team, get on your, ass, and get off your ass and do it right, they aren't gonna do it. I mean, it all comes down to the coach or coaches.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
what I've been saying.
Some of these coaches
Go ahead. Okay, so what I've been saying about McDaniel since last year, where was the ice game in Buffalo? Was that last year? Where we were going blow for blow with Buffalo, and Mostert was killing Buffalo. He had like what, $130 on the ground, and we had a crucial third and 2 or something like that, and they threw it, and it was like, I remember sitting there just going, like, losing my mind, going, why the hell didn't you run the ball? Like, Mostert's been just carving up Buffalo's defense the whole time. My biggest beef with McDaniel has been, the bigger the game, the bigger the spot, the worse his judgment is. He calls a game, and you guys talk to like the offensive coordinators feeding him like the best plays, of whatever. But when it comes down to it, the bigger the spot is, the worse his judgment becomes. And it's like, we're all sitting here going, why the hell are you throwing the ball on 3rd and 2 when Raheem Mostert has been carving up this defense all night and everything like that? And it comes down to the play calling in crucial situations, the challenge. I mean, when's the last time? Can you guys remember the last time we won a challenge?
Bro,
we're like
2
years ago, bro. I think it's 2 years ago.
Our 3rd down and 4th down conversion right now is gotta be the worst in the NFL. It's gotta be. Like, it's terrible right now. And dude, when you're offensively built as a offensively heavy football team by all financial obligations, to come up so short, even when your quarterback comes out, is just not cutting it. And I agree, we can blame it on the coach, but to me, when you blame Mike McDaniel, what does that mean? So you get Mike McDaniel out of there, and what does this team ultimately do? They have a player-friendly coach. So, and I said this about when we hired him, and they were talking about, oh, he's a genius. They were all interested in the way he talked. He talks different. They love it. It's quirky. But ultimately, all those things you loved about him will be all the reasons he gets fired. They'll be the things we make fun of, the things we say why he lost his job. It was weird. I promise you, that's how it'll go. And then the overcorrection will be a coach that is a no-nonsense, not friendly with coaches, stoic guy that comes in and he's going to straighten this team out. And then 2-3 years down the line, it'll be like, well, this guy can't make any connections with anybody. We need a more guy that's forward thinking. This guy's too old school, and round and fucking round we go. So then you say, okay, well, how do we get out of that hamster wheel? Let's fire the GM. Okay, well, they fire the GM. We got a new guy. He's building a new vision. He's got some fairy dust in his back pocket, some long thing. First of all, where the fuck are we getting this GM anyhow? It's not like these guys fall out of trees. There's terrible GMs all over. But let's say we do that. Ultimately, no matter what this guy does, who he brings in to coach, what kind of team he thinks that is a good team to build, he'll have to answer to Garfinkel or whoever the new Garfinkel is, Brandon Beal, fucking douchebag McGee, whomever. And ultimately, it comes down to what's most important, making money. So again, it's until we hold our owner responsible some way, and we're not going to be able to hold him responsible via financial because we love the team too much, number one, and he knows that, and he's going to use that against us. And he's able to, he's the best marketer I've ever seen come through Miami for a sports team ever in my fucking life. I've never seen anything like it. As far as valuing things and getting back more than he put in as far as an investment value. That being said, I'm just waiting until this program and the reach of everyone associated with the program gets large enough to reach somewhere of like 30,000 that can show up to the stadium and be there in the fucking parking lot and not go into the game as a protest and really fucking really set the fucking shit straight, dog. Like, I want to pull that off, because if that gets pulled off, that'll be the only way to stop this. I mean, say what you want. It's like a capitalist fucking hamster wheel we're on here, and it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to get off until we do something drastic to wake it up, because right now it is us that are getting fucked.
Well, Mike McDaniel has never been a head coach until we hired him.
Yeah, but remember all the hype? Mike McGenius, everybody wanted him. People called up our owner and told us that, man, thank you for hiring him so we don't have to deal with him in the division. That is verbatim what he fucking said. So everyone.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that the same thing they said about Adam Gase? They called us and thanked us for taking Adam Gase
That's
off
right.
their hands. And,
well, I don't know if you know this or not, but right now, if you try to find the press conferences of Adam Gase, it's gone. You can't find it. Yeah. You can scour the internet all you want, because back in those days, it was dolphins.com. And and you had to go to www.miamidolphins.com to watch those interviews and stuff. It wasn't on YouTube like that. And they controlled the narrative, and all those videos are gone. They're gone. So they were able to reprint the McGenius quarterback whisperer guru buzz terms that they were able to sell again. We're caught in a fucking political, ideological fucking shithole, boys. We got to fucking pitchforks and torches. We got to fucking overthrow this shit. That's how this shit changes, boys. That's how it goes.
I'm going to use King spit on this thing about Ross, man. Fire Boss Ross whenever he tossed Boss Ross. He's been on this since I met the dude 4 years ago.
I'm dead ass, bro. I'm telling you. This is the truth. It's the truth.
Bro, I'm going to use
maybe another 10%.
I'm going to use Mike McDaniel's first phrase as a Miami Dolphin head coach. He didn't even sign the contract yet, and he used this phrase because somebody needs to go up to him and say this to him. Coach,
what he said.
Check your fucking pulse. Because right now you don't have a pulse. Yeah. And that is the problem with this team. We don't have a pulse. And it starts with head coaching and it ends with the players. Yes, you're right. The players are executing, but I need somebody to light a spark, bro. I need someone to get underneath everything and come from the ashes like a phoenix.
We might have to reach out to HB. We need to check your pulse t-shirt stat, bro. We need to check your pulse t-shirt.
No, you need that. Bro. You need that. You need that shot. It was, I think it was Monday night when we played the Titans, and they showed him like in slow motion. He put his hands on his knees and he just went, "Oh my god!" Like that's the shot we need him. Like
check your pulse. I need to check your pulse where he's staring off into the sunset.
I'm gonna just drink some vodka to check my pulse out of the bottle.
Yeah.
So I got a question for anybody on the panel. So we keep talking about his like we all know, and I know people in the building have to understand that running the ball is the way to do this game right now. Without Tua, they should have just ran the ball 90% of the time. But I just need to know why there's so much. Like somebody's got to get through to the guy that. You love to pass. You're obsessed with the passing game.
It worked though. It worked. Didn't you know that's the genius, Mike?
Mike, but it's not working. Hang on. So it's not working. But he was the run game coordinator when he got hired as a head coach. So like the part that pisses me off is if the pass isn't working, what do you do to set up the pass? What do you do to open up the pass? You run the ball. So when he runs the ball, it's like it's almost he's saying
it's the other way
okay,
around.
I'm gonna run the ball, I'm gonna run the ball, I'm gonna run the ball. Well, you want to pass to open up the run game? I get that you're gonna drop the safeties back, but right now we can't
because
pass
long
without
Tyreek Hill is on the team, that's what's gonna happen.
And Mike, this is hold on real quick. What you're describing is what I've been talking about for the past 2 WolfPack episodes. Frank Smith is to blame for this, and I will tell you why.
Okay.
Frank Smith, as the offensive coordinator, it is his responsibility to get in Mike McDaniel's ear and say, bro, do what you're good at. This is what works. Run these plays, right? And it's his responsibility. Just like when McDaniel was with Kyle Shanahan may have been the ultimate person calling the play, but it was McDaniel handing them these couple plays, and then Kyle picked which one he liked, right?
Real quick, Ali, hold up, boys, hold up. You guys seen the interviews with everybody but Weaver, right? To me, motherfuckers just walking around scared. They feel the pressure. They're walking around scared because they feel the pressure, not just because they're losing, but losing ugly. And this team hasn't built up in a coaching staff enough goodwill to not end up on the chopping block. And the players feel that as well. So because we don't have an owner that has any follow through with the proper types of vision, we chase away real on the field leaders, linchpins, guys that lead in the locker room, that can hold people accountable, that dudes will follow. And it also doesn't breed that same type of stuff in your coaching staff. What you have are accountants and businessmen running a football team. And this is what we get when business is most important, not winning football games. And I'm sorry, but when Brian Flores said, y'all don't know fuck about football, it was the business people in the front office that he was talking to. They can disagree with whatever they want. And they were right, ultimately, them in the business aspect. The money been made, bro. The social media teams, the meme makers, the disinformation campaigns, the gaslighters, they won the battle. But ultimately, Brian Flores was right in the war that they don't know fuck about football because they've allotted themselves nothing more than 3 times the amount of value in roster spending with the same exact results. I rest my case. This team don't care about winning. It cares about hype because hype sells, and selling is what they are after. Money.
Yeah, these are the people that Ross was speaking to.
Well, I just see like where we are now, and to your point, Cap, is about we're in late stage Gase mode right now. Is what I see with the freaking bubble screens. You know, where McDaniel's sitting on the bench while the defense on the field and shit like that. Like that was Gase too.
Just need the iPad. Just need them buried in the iPad.
Yeah. I mean, hitting the fucking smelling salts and everything too. But yeah, it's just the like, and someone mentioned it a second ago about he was the run game coordinator, and I remember this past week I was saying like I just want them win or lose, run the ball 40 times, you know,
run the damn ball,
and they did, and they freaking ran the ball 40 times and they won, and I was like shit, should I be the damn coach?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Ali, I'm just letting you know right now, if Ohio State fucks up this fucking parlay, they will be the shittiest team ever. Just telling you right now, never let them
against Ohio State. Every time you guys bet against Ohio State,
I didn't bet against them. I bet on them. I bet on them. I bet on them. They're on 2 parlays I got right now. If they lose, I bet for them on 2. They fuck up both of my last parlays. I'm gonna be pissed.
Listen,
if
I don't even bet that game.
If Appalachian State don't get it, fine.
Don't bet on Ohio State games. Same
Appalachian State doesn't get it, fine. I can live with that. That was the gamble part. The picking Ohio State to win was supposed to be one of the sure legs. God damn it.
That wasn't a sure lay. It was too close to call. Why would you call it a sure lay?
Sure lay.
Well, my computer is on the 5-yard line. I'm looking on.
You were saying right now. You were saying it was fool's gold, meaning the win against the Patriots was fool's gold.
Primarily in the way we won the game, yes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because everybody's duped and thinking that we have some newfound running game. When teams are allowing that, they're picking that poison. As long as Tyreek Hill and Waddle is on this team, they're going to choose to take away the pass first, and they're just going to die with giving up the run. There are teams capable. There are teams capable. There are teams capable of doing stopping both, and those are the middle and to elite teams.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but KS's point. KS said that win or lose, just run the ball. Like when you ain't got a guy that can throw the ball, just run the ball. Like that's what that, and I agree with that. Like win or lose, I'm happy with them running because we can't pass the ball right now. Every team in football is taking away the pass right now. So you want to run the ball and only get 5, 6 less possessions than if you're passing the ball and you're trying to do the quick scores. Run the clock out. Win or lose, like do what you can do right now. Like that, we didn't do well without Tua. My fear is that Tua's coming back. We make it to the playoffs. We win 2 playoff games, and then he gets hurt again. And so, like, it's all for naught.
That's
and
not
it saves
happening.
everybody's job.
We're not winning in playoff games.
I'm actually down with that, to be honest. If that happens,
that would be a successful season.
Yeah, at that point, I think it's.
But that's my fear, though, is that we're successful with a guy that's never going to finish his contract. Like he's one more concussion away from being done. And so, unless he just has a mind flip, like literally a complete shift in mindset.
What happens if he wears the Guardian cap? What if it wears the Guardian cap?
He's not winning the
Mike?
playoff game.
The Guardian cap can save Tua, Mike. What happens if he saves it?
Oh, shit.
It doesn't stop the brain from moving.
No, I thought it was
What's
Lamar
up, Michael
Miller
K?
gonna
You
save
fuck.
Oh God. Oh
Dude.
God. Let me go get some
really
fucking bleach from my ears right now.
Are you really putting the same team on 2 different tickets?
Shut the fuck up, Michael K. Don't tell me how to bet, fucko.
Dude, I that's just, you know how hard it is to hit a part, even like a 5 or 6 leg. Do you know how hard it is to hit one of those?
You know what I do?
Everybody hit the like
first of
button.
all, that's how I bet, dog.
Holy
I bet parlays in heavy loaded forms. I'll pick like anytime touchdowns with a fucking over and a win and shit like that. That's how I bet, bro. It's literally
which is great.
It's
but
scratch
you
off
know
ticket
averages. Bet. You know what averages are?
Do I know what averages are? Sure. I used to do good in math in school. I don't know, but go ahead. I do know what averages are.
So when you take one bet, say it's an anytime TD.
Yeah.
And you put that on 3 tickets, and that guy gets hurt in the first play of the game. He pulls a hamstring. Done.
No. I don't multiple bet typically for one thing to happen across multiple parlays. No, that's not a typical move from me. I did fuck up with Rutgers a couple of times today on some broad. I had like 12 different parlays going on today.
Who bets on Rutgers?
Rutgers was favored by like 20 fucking points to win that game, dude.
Well, who the fuck bets on Rutgers and where the fuck is that?
What?
Hellcat, say hi to your daddy.
That ain't my daddy. No. That's the guy. That's the guy I'm gonna commit. That's the guy who getting throat chopped.
That's the man that took your money, bro, and ran with it. That's the guy who screwed you out of that parlay you probably did with him.
There was a couple, but he's gonna get throat chopped so quick that he's gonna think I know karate. So,
hey, y'all, I want to change subject completely. Hey, I'm gonna go down a bunny trail real quick, and I'll tell you, if you need to know why I said bunny trail. Either way, y'all, we went fishing for the first time, and one of my kids caught a bass this big, y'all. It was easily a 2-pound bass. And one of the twins, she's 5. I couldn't, dude, every time I threw the dang cast out, I came back with an empty hook. But she caught a bass. It was the first one of the day. And
You know how that works.
Dang,
You
she
know how that works,
outfished
Mike.
you? Damn, I need
That's
to.
pretty dope, dude. That I will say that is the beauty of being a parent,
and then-
bro. That's the beauty of being a
Oh
parent.
man, and then the other twin, she caught like blue. She throw it out, catch a bluegill, reel it in. Throw it out, catch a bluegill, reel it in. I was like, man, I can't catch nothing, but the girl showed me how to do it. It was cool, man.
Outfish.
Hey, are those their first fish ever?
Yeah.
Call
those are the best.
Call wherever you live in New York. You can call the DEC. That's like our, I don't know, Florida's FWC or FCW, whatever they are. You give them all the information. They may actually send back certificates that are printed. They may.
I got
New York will.
I got this. That's them getting ready to fish.
Awesome.
Oh, hang on.
Dude. That is super awesome.
It was cool. It was super cool. I was tickled pink, man. It was awesome. They get to go this time. They just fished on the dock, but in May they'll get to go on a boat on the actual lake. We were at a private pond this time, but man, it's super cool, y'all. I was like, my kids just caught the biggest fish of the day. Like, oh man. Anyway,
Uncle Jordan gonna have to give them something again.
just make sure you take their dad to the Houston game, and they'll be perfectly happy.
I'm ready,
bro. So
I'm
quick
ready.
question for quick. Hold on for quick question for you guys. Ohio State, Oregon. It's 1 minute and 51 seconds left, right? Oregon's gonna get the go-ahead field goal here. Do you think they left way too much time on the clock for Ohio State to go down the field and win the game?
No, fuck y'all.
I mean, anytime's too much time. After
So right now it's 32 to 31, bro.
Well, Ohio
32 to
has
31.
has one timeout and a minute 47. Is that enough
So,
time
has Oregon-
to kick a field goal and win? Yes.
So do you? So if you're Oregon,
honestly,
you playing back? Are you
I've-
coming after the quarterback?
They're gonna play back because that's what teams do until they cross the 50.
You gonna play umbrella?
And then they'll play up. They're gonna play umbrella.
I think they're gonna bring it
underneath.
I send the damn house and take
I'm
them
not
down. That's
saying
you
what
gotta
I
do.
would do. I'm saying what they will do. Because what I would do is always different from what I see. Apparently,
I can tell you
All I know
if-
is I need Appalachian State to hold. I
You
need
actually
Appalachian
bet
State.
on an Appalachian
Shut
State?
the fuck up, okay? I need Appalachian State to hold them to 3. If they fucking hold them to 3, it'll give them a chance to come back and win this game with a touchdown with some time left. That's what I need to have happen.
and Florida is in overtime, and Tennessee's about to score.
No, listen, I don't know why you guys are saying I'm nuts, because Appalachian State, as long as Ohio wins, is the 9th leg in a 9-leg parlay. Okay, right now I've got 7 of them done. I've got 2 left, and one of them's Ohio to win, and the other's Appalachian State to win. Let's
See,
see
the only
if this shit
difference
can
between
happen.
my parlay and your 9-way parlay is that my ending team is Boise State, who's going to destroy the team that they're playing against.
So I got Boise on the end of my 5-leg, dog. I got Boise on the end of my 5-leg. I need Colorado to win and Boise to win on my 5-leg. So that one I like a lot more. But hey, listen, I mean, $5 to win $200, dude. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
So
I get you. Mine's a $10 bet, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I'm trying to see
I
if
just
I can
don't
get
bet
there,
on
dog.
teams like that, bro, because you never know what you're
I
going to get.
don't either, but I needed the plus money on the end of my 8-leg to make it 9. I needed the plus money. Again, that was the roll of the dice, buddy. That was the roll of the dice.
My roll of the
What do
dice
y'all-
was Vanderbilt, bro. Everyone thought Kentucky would school Vanderbilt.
What are y'all
What's
using to make bets on
Oh,
college ball?
dude, fucking Hard Rock betting app, dog.
They're making, they're making Ross even more money.
We are.
That's true. Yep, he's right. I am. The fucker got me again, dude.
Bro, I love that hat. I love that hat. That's a dope hat right there.
When is Florida gonna pass other sites?
You can do any site you want here in Florida, dog. It's
They
just- this
passed
is-
it?
Yeah, I think that passed
Miccosukee tribe of Indians.
That was last year. It passed. You could bet anywhere in Florida. This year, Hard Rock betting app went live, and listen. All those other apps can suck it, bro. This is the best. It is the easiest to load money on. I load money with my Venmo, and it pays you out right away. It's fucking so simple to use. The ways in which you can bet and the shit you can bet on is fuck.
Cap
You
for
can bet
life
on
in here with
anything.
the legs.
You could bet on like. I mean, dude, they've got like a thing. I just want to bet on Florida
I
teams.
see you,
right?
Cap for life.
See, in New York, I can't bet on any New York college teams.
I can bet on table tennis, dog. Fuck around.
Oh, so can I. So can I, but New York, like I can't bet Syracuse. I can't bet Buffalo. I can't bet Albany.
First of all, that sounds un-American as fuck. If I ever heard. What the fuck kind of commie shit you got going on up there in New York where you can't bet on the home team? What kind of fucked up world you got going on up there? Can't bet on the home team?
You just can't bet it. No, I could. Well, I could.
Could
I
you
could
bet
go
on
to
Buffalo today
Pennsylvania.
that won and beat Toledo?
I could take. Yeah, dude. Don't even get me started with the University of Buffalo.
Did you bet on them? Could you bet on them?
I would have to go to Pennsylvania and step in Pennsylvania.
Fucking dumb as fuck. Hey, what's wrong with your weak ass state, bro? Why would you do that?
Dude, the state does suck, but we do have playoff wins in the recent past.
Ooh, that ain't a flex
Yeah,
when you
Michael
can't bet
K.
on your team, bro.
Michael
That
K.
ain't a flex when you can't bet on your football team, dog.
We-
Don't
we-
work
we-
like that, bro.
I
You
don't
can't
bet on
flex on
college
me.
anyway.
I won a playoff game sometime in my lifetime. When you
I
can't
don't
even bet on the
college. I
fucking
don't bet
team.
on college football. I'd rather bet on shots on goal and hockey. It's easier.
Well, see, that makes sense because you're a hockey guy, but you can't even bet on the hockey team, you fucking
Hockey is
dummy.
crap.
Oh,
No,
Michael
I
K.
can bet on I can
Michael
bet
K.
on Sabres
Hang
and
on.
stuff. I can bet on the Bills.
Oh, you can
Michael
bet on
K, you really a
Sabres.
hockey guy?
should've.
Hey, Michael K.
Michael K,
I want to get your thoughts
ahead,
on
Greg.
this take for
On what?
hockey. I want you to get a take on this hockey. The NHL, where hockey should implement a rule: the team with the most shots should get an extra point in the standings.
No.
Oh, hell no.
That's stupid. Why? Why?
I don't know.
Why would you do that? Yeah.
Why?
So, okay, Michael Cake, I got a real no offense, but I got a real hockey question. Did the Stars do enough in the offseason to they're consensus favorite to win it. I'm a huge Dallas fan, but and I don't think they got much tougher. And I think that's what kind of killed us last year in the playoffs is like we get hit. We don't lay the hits. But do you think Dallas Stars have the potential to last year they almost made it through that gauntlet, but this year, what's your take on the Stars?
Yeah,
Fucking
I don't think
fuck,
the Stars
dude.
took a step
Appalachian
back.
State fucked me, boys.
I don't think the Stars took
Oh,
a
God
step
no.
back
damn
at
it.
all.
Appalachian
They're in
State
field goal
fucked me,
range.
boys.
Hey,
I
Capitan,
told you.
Michael
You're
K's
getting what
talking.
you
Mute your
deserve,
mic.
boys.
I
Fuck.
told you.
Oh,
my
I
God.
told you.
Field goal
Hey,
range.
way to be on my fucking side, Ali, you fuck. Could have
I
sent you
am
some
on your
goodness.
side, bro.
Could have been
Hey,
like,
bro,
don't worry, Cap.
hold on.
Appalachian State's got it this time, Cap.
All right, I'm going to time out El Cap for 1 minute just to say this one comment because this is an intervention right now. El
But
Cap
there's
has
only
a betting
28
problem.
seconds left.
He wants to bet on all the small ass teams that they're not going to do anything and thinking he's going to make the big bucks. Sometimes you have to take the safe bet. El Cap, take the safe bet.
Timed out, Cap.
Them fucking penny bets.
Only
El Cap, I wouldn't be surprised if El Cap, for him betting on
Safe
his
money don't make money,
Appalachian
dog.
State, he's
Safe
probably
money don't
betting on
make
his
money, dog.
JV team at the same time.
Ali, I'm not Oregon right now beating your football. Who?
Oh,
Anyhow, listen, I don't know why. Fuck, dude. Listen, that was the last leg, boys. And they're down 10 points. There's no way they're coming back. There's no way they're coming back. There's a minute left of game regulation. I don't know.
wait a minute. Ohio State's on the 43-yard line.
No, we're on the 20-yard line.
Oh,
Well, actually, no,
pass interference.
25 or something.
No. I have 2nd and 25. I'm on my computer. I can't turn on my TV because I'm
What's the
on you.
over under on Michael K moving down to Florida?
Oh no, he's not allowed here,
Under
dog.
by
He's got
50.
warrants.
It's
He's got
under by
warrants
I don't
here.
have warrants. No, I don't have warrants in Florida. I'm good.
Yeah, he does.
I'll leave the state before he moves here.
He's got warrants here, dog. They know what you did at that fucking school, Michael K. They're not fucking playing.
Dude, that was a Catholic church.
See. That's two charges. That's two charges.
They're down.
That's two charges.
But Mike, getting back, Dallas is going to be a contender. I wouldn't bet against them.
But Ohio State finna break the only leg on a parlay. I mean, like, thanks a lot, Ali.
We're about to lose the game, bro. We're done, bro. We're done.
We're about to lose this fucking game for you and for me.
Wow, Ali, I hate Ohio State, but they just got hoed.
Huh?
Yep.
They did
Ohio
get hoed.
State.
Jeremiah Smith. The Jeremiah Smith penalty you're talking about?
What the hell?
It's 3rd and 25 on the 43-yard line.
Y'all suck, dog.
You know something from this is I just thought of this. That's why I'm bringing it up. But did y'all see on Thursday when they had they called a penalty for face mask on Seattle on a dead play? Did that piss anybody else off? I was like,
LSU just took the lead too, boys. Looks like
what?
LSU. No, or was it
no?
LSU
Not yet.
No, I do
They
remember
just
that.
picked
That
the
was
ball
a
off
weird
in the
find.
end
Go
zone.
ahead.
LSU just picked the ball off in the end zone.
Oh no!
Hey, did you know? Hang on. Did y'all know? Did y'all know that
Well,
LSU? Hang on. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that
You're ahead of
LSU
me.
is 338?
I'm out of my-
LSU is 338, 108, and 13 all time in night games. They have a 751 winning percentage at night, and they have a 677 winning percentage during the day. That's freaking crazy, y'all.
Fuck, damn, they gamers, dog. They gamers, bro.
They're 338 and 108 at night games. It's absurd, and that's at home though. Hey, but that's crazy, y'all. That's nuts.
That's nuts.
I have Oklahoma 4th and 25 on the 43. So they either have to go for it or kick a field goal from where they are.
Ooh,
There's only 6 seconds left.
You mean Ohio?
Oh no!
Ohio.
This
Ohio.
afternoon.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Ohio and Oregon. Ohio State. Yeah.
This is on Oregon, isn't it? Ali, is it on Oregon?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I'm too busy about to smash my TV. What happened?
Oh, you're ahead of me. I was wondering who the penalty's on. Oh, they had 12 men on.
Yeah, it was on Oregon. It was on Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, 3rd and 20.
They just need a freaking field goal to win this.
Hey, how bad?
Yo, that guy's as bad as Skylar Thompson, bro. What the hell's he?
I have no idea what the hell's going on right now, bro. It's pretty bad.
End of 4 right now.
Why is he running play?
The game may be
Well,
over
you'll see
with.
what I mean, Ali.
Oh my god, bro.
You fucking idiot!
Oh no!
4th and 25, and the guy slides. The quarterback slid.
Oh no!
On 4th and 25 with 6 seconds left.
Oh no!
I didn't see it, but
Will Howard's stupid.
Is that now we know what they're teaching in college, man? Skylar Thompson did this. That's some Skylar Thompson shit right there.
Well,
Oh no!
that sucks.
Oh no!
Wow, I'm not gonna lie. Ohio State got hoed.
They got hoed because Jeremiah Smith did not commit a penalty when he had the first down, bro.
No, it's because the clock was running.
Oh,
They got
I'm sick. I'm sick from that. Oh my goodness.
Essentially what happened in colors, and this is how color would determine what happened here. Ohio State just got revenged on by the Hurricane officials from their team because that's who was refereeing the team right now.
No, that ain't have shit to do with it, Ali.
Not
That
gonna
ain't
lie,
have shit
it
to
was
do with
kind
it.
of sweet just hearing you complain about the referee.
Just happened to
Oh
Ohio State.
no!
Was it a
Same
pass
exact
interference?
Yes, except it was
Oh, perfect.
offensive pass interference, but it wasn't offensive at all. There was no pass interference at all. That's basically what happened.
Shut up, Jethro.
Did you
All
just call
I
me
know.
Jethro?
No, my dog.
Oh, okay.
My dog's whining.
Your dog's name Jethro?
Yeah, I got Jasper and Jethro.
Oh my god. What about July? You don't have one named July?
No.
You know why? You know
Uncle
why?
Jed.
You know why he
That's
named his dog Jethro, right?
What's that?
Mike O'Kay's gonna go get another
Beverly
dog
Hills
tomorrow.
Days. He be watching the
I'm
Beverly
gonna be
Hills
down one. I'm gonna be down one dog if this fucker doesn't shut up.
Uncle Jed. Pie orange square, pie all around.
Hey, so let me ask you guys this, because Ohio State just lost to Oregon. It was number 2 versus number 3. How far does that you drop when you have that type of loss?
They should
Five.
Alabama dropped to 7th, but they
If
lost.
I'm going to be honest, they should
Probably
go.
not that far.
They should
Five.
go
Not that
once. They should be behind Oregon. They should still be in the top 3. But knowing the AP voters, they'll put them like 3 or 4 spots down.
Okay.
I
Probably
think they dropped to 5.
I know that we're okay. We're still in it, even with the loss. So I have to remember that too.
Ollie, here's the thing. Georgia lost to Alabama close. They moved them like 3 spots. But
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I think Oregon and Ohio State will see each other in the Big Ten title game again.
Alabama, that was a close game. They almost South Carolina almost tied it up.
That's tripping me out. That's
Penn
tripping me out.
State might move up too, Ali, because they won.
Yeah,
That's tripping me out. Oregon's in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but they barely beat USC, bro.
Yeah, but they still might
all that
move up
matters,
because they don't
all
have
that
a
matters,
loss, because they don't
all
have
that
a
matters
loss.
is Texas is the best team in the country, and we're the most complete team in the country. So
the only thing that matters is if you win.
Mention their quarterback is a former Ohio State Buckeye. I'll just point that out.
But he's from
Again,
Texas.
lesson with
But he's
Don.
from Texas. But he's from Texas. So
Even if he can be
Yeah,
from
Texas is
Texas, I still think he's better when he had the fucking what do they call it? The mullet. I want the mullet Quinn Ewers back. I don't like this.
Oh
new,
hell
I'm
no,
gonna
that
get
boy.
my professional haircut.
The
want
mullet
mullet
QB,
Quinn
the
Ewers, bro. Bring
mullet
the mullet
Ewers,
Quinn Ewers.
dude. He didn't know who the hell he was. He was so unsure of himself.
So
He cut it off, and it seems like he got smart.
I'm gonna call the rankings right now. It's gonna be Texas, Oregon. Number 3 is gonna be Penn State, and then number 4 and 5.
Georgia.
Miami's gonna be either 4th or 5th. I can't figure out who the other one would be 4th or 5th.
The no-brainer. Miami is always the higher seed. Goddamn it.
Georgia's going to be 4.
Hey, wait a second.
was
Is
the
that
other one?
crypto?
Yeah.
Shador Ward. Is that crypto?
Yeah. He wants both.
Yeah. They're both
wants-
coming.
He wants to do what the Patriots did and draft 2 quarterbacks.
I want them both. They're going to be both there. We're going the Patriots route.
Hey, so when Texas beats Georgia next week, they got to look forward to that A&M game at the end. I'm going to call it now. If Texas beats Georgia, and I actually think it's not, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be a 10-point game. But if they beat Georgia like I think they will, dude, I'm worried about the A&M game.
Yeah, that was the team. That was the team, Mike. That was the team, Mike. It'll be Georgia number 4, Miami number 5.
You gotta prepare. You gotta
Yeah.
worry
Oh, yeah,
about
I'm on it.
Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay.
After
You're
Georgia,
so
you got
funny.
Vanderbilt. At Vanderbilt, you might want to be careful.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean,
the reason I say that is because like the 11 team is having a hard time right now. Number 9's having a hard time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hear
see
you.
Miami holding it 6th.
By the way, for people that don't know, Quinn Ewers with the mullet, I'm sorry, bro. This guy would have been awesome in the NFL. I would be voting for this guy right here.
You know,
Damn hair as a quarterback in the NFL. Come on.
Hey,
What's
so
that,
Alabama barely skating by today. I
Which
like
means
what
they
Jermaine's
won't
saying
jump
there. That
up.
drops
Which
them,
means
huh?
they won't jump
No.
us.
No, but they
No.
drop, right?
Yeah, they'll
Well,
probably
they may
drop.
hold at 7th, but they're not. They're definitely not going to
Dude,
jump Miami at 6th.
They were 22-point favorites, and they won by 2.
Yeah,
And they didn't. They shouldn't have won.
And
Right.
they barely won that. I mean,
And they only won because the quarterback for whatever is I forgot who they played, but South Carolina. I don't know. He's
yeah.
He
Oh yeah,
man,
he
he ain't
hit
that
the
good.
cameraman or he hit the security guard with the 2-point conversion.
I'm
He ain't that good, y'all.
I'm putting everybody on notice now. I'm early to this, but I want Dylan Raiola in Miami. The Nebraska Patrick Mahomes clone.
Wait. Hold on. Let's talk about Dylan Raiola. Hold on. Let's talk about Dylan Raiola real quick, right? Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Number one, are you saying you want him as a hurricane or as a dolphin?
As a dolphin.
Okay, I'm sorry. I do not need another Hawaiian quarterback.
Not Hawaiian.
No, man.
Raiola is
Milrow.
Hawaiian, bro. He's Hawaiian.
Dylan Raiola is not Hawaiian.
Want to bet?
He's more Mahomian than freaking Hawaiian.
Hey,
I'm just
I got a hot
saying.
date with her. I got a hot date and a really important phone call with the young lady. I truly enjoyed being on the WolfPack, Ali. Thanks for the invite, and I'll be back soon. For everybody that don't know, I just got a new job. I start the hospital on Monday. I got a crap load of training next week. Girls come back the week after that, and then I'm going to start being on regular. Kohler, you and I need to get together. We're going to figure out a regular schedule for Monday, Tuesday,
Yes, sir.
Wednesdays, Thursdays too. So, but Fridays I'll be busy 10 to 10.
Right
But I'm looking forward to being back on here more. Hook 'em. The Longhorns, fins up. We didn't lose this week, or we won't lose this week, so that's a good game. I can't even be serious, y'all. I just need Tua to come back so we can at least be respectable. But love y'all. KS,
Hey,
good to see you,
Robert.
friends. Nice to talk to you, Michael K. I miss you, Crypto. John, good to see your face. I never got to
Yeah.
see you before. John, good as always.
Good to see you.
Greg, down here in the bottom, you sound like a kid, man. I hope you're not as young as I think you are, but it was cool to hear your voice too. Everybody in the chat, love y'all. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all next week.
Turn up, Greg.
Love you.
Later.
All right, man.
guys.
All right, man.
So real quick.
I'm old enough to bet.
Hold on. So real quick.
I'm old enough to be fucked over on my parlay by Ohio State. And
Yeah. But real quick, hold on a real second. First of all, Mike on the mic, thank you for joining, man. If people don't know, the only reason I'm here is because through Mike and the mic is how I found TFTG originally. So thank you, Mike on the mic, for coming back. I appreciate you, bro. Cannot wait to see you on more often. Real quick, in regards to my comments about Hawaiian quarterbacks, right? I just don't believe in Hawaiian quarterbacks from what I've seen over the years. I believe in Hawaiian offensive linemen and defensive linemen. I think they put out some of the best Samoan defensive linemen and offensive linemen this league has ever seen. So that I'm all down with. I just haven't seen a quarterback really make it. That's all I'm saying.
To answer your question, Dylan Raiola is Polynesian.
Oh, he's Polynesian?
Not
Is
even
that
the
Potato, tomato.
And not even the
Essentially
Howleys are good
Hawaiian.
quarterbacks in Hawaii.
Say what? Say that again?
Polynesian,
I
Hawaiian.
said not even the Howleys are good quarterbacks in Hawaii.
Yeah, there really isn't any decent quarterbacks, I think, that are Hawaiian, which is kind of
The Hawaiians understood what I just said.
Yeah.
What was that one they had in University of Hawaii? Colt Brennan back in the day.
Yeah, but have we ever seen one really be successful in this league? That's the question.
Well, no, it was said like that was a Howley quarterback. He was a white kid in Hawaii. But they
Howleys
got
are the what they call the native white population in Hawaii, basically.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was the one. He was talking a big game because they were undefeated, and then they played the Sugar Bowl, I think, against Georgia, and Georgia just shithoused them. That there was like 42-0, and they were like, we could play with anybody, and they were still in the Pac-12 or Pac-10 back then, but yeah, they freaking housed them back in the day.
And Shekel, I've never been to Hawaii, but there was a movie growing up as a kid I really loved. It was called North Shore. It was about this surfer from Phoenix that went to Hawaii and kind of met like this Yoda surfer dude and like won this surfing competition and all that. But he fell in love with one of the native girls, and her brothers didn't like it very much, because he's a Howley.
You know what I
Get
just
off my
found
beach,
out
Howley.
about Raiola? You know what I just found out about him and I didn't know? He is the godson of Matthew Stafford.
Oh,
I didn't know he was Matthew Stafford's godson.
I thought you were gonna say he was staying with Patrick Mahomes' wife during away games.
Bro, that's just wrong. That's wrong.
Speaking about Hawaii, they're playing Boise State right now.
Yep,
Boise
State
score.
Game.
What's the
Who's that
score?
really hot actress that was from Hawaii that played on one of the sitcoms back in the
There is
day?
no scoring yet.
I need Boise State.
I can't remember her name.
All right, so I have one game to win, and I win $108.
Whoa. How the fuck did Minnesota get up 14?
Who is that, Ali? Who is that one game against?
Boise State, I need to win.
Against who?
Hawaii.
Oh, you bet on Boise State, Ali.
What?
You never bet on Boise State.
Bro, you know what the difference between Boise State and Appalachian
No, I got it, dog. Because fucking Hawaii sucks. I get it. Fuck.
They get the job done. That's that's the difference.
They play on a blue ass field. It fucks everybody up.
I know. I don't like their field either. It makes me dizzy just watching it, bro. To be honest.
It was Nia Peoples. That's who played the Hawaiian girl that he fell in love with.
Oh shit.
It was like one of her first big gigs, you know.
So KSQ, did you? I gotta ask. You look like a linebacker. That's why I'm asking. Did you used to play ball at all?
I played receiver.
Receiver. Okay, maybe it's the depth of the image that I have. You look much bigger than that, I guess.
Oh no, I just started lifting like 10 years ago. That's all. No, I was a scrawny receiver back in the day.
Ain't just starting, dog. 10 years ago ain't just starting.
No, I was a scrawny. I was one of the scrawny receivers that was like getting killed in practice.
I've been fat, scrawny, and fat again, and scrawny again. It's been an up and down life.
So if I stop lifting, I'll shrink back down to $150.
Damn. You know, that's some shit right there. I'll tell you, because I've seen offensive linemen, right? When they're in their prime of their career, they're so massive, huge, massive shoulders, look like the freaking Hulk, right? And then when they leave the game, they shrink and look all skinny like they play basketball instead of football.
It's a caloric intake, bro.
It's that like Joe Thomas.
Yeah. Did you see? I remember the first time they were showing this shit when they were talking about it. Warren Sapp. They were like, yo, this is what Warren Sapp eats for breakfast. And it was like, fuck, dude. Bitch had like 200 pancakes, like 20 eggs, 3 packages of bacon, like 1,000 sausages. I remember I was like, damn, like he's like, yeah, I have to eat that to keep the weight on. And then, like you said, remember when the Pouncey's got all skinny and shit? It's all fucking skinny. Pouncey.
Well, I remember watching an interview with like Jake Long back in the day. He was talking about like how hard it is to keep weight on during the season, like as an offensive lineman. Like they lose 30 pounds, like no matter how much they eat.
I remember when I think it was Mike Gesicki's 4th year, right? He came in and he was looking yoked, son. He was big as fuck. And then it was right after a loss late in the year. And he saw him and he looked fucking gaunt and scrawny and shit. And I want to say there was a picture in the Miami Herald about it. Like, I want to say, I forget which writer wrote about it, but they were like, yeah, the long grueling season is taken out of the Dolphins. And they reused the gaunt picture and had how he looked at the beginning of the season. But he lost like 40 pounds. He did not look like the same dude. It's just, that's how long the seasons are. It takes it out of him, bro. Like you can't eat enough. You can't rest enough. You can't PT enough. And ultimately, that's why
a good coach is sitting there looking at his playbook right as we speak right now.
Well, and that's ultimately why. Yeah, look, I trust these guys, right? Like these are dudes that started in high school and college, and ultimately found themselves being successful enough to be worthy on a 53-man roster, much less good enough to get paid or whatever, right? Like all of those things to be the elite of the elite. But to be the elite of the elite of the elite, the triple elite threat, it comes to a mental state. And it ultimately always comes to a mental state with everything in life. If you want to get beyond that point, you have to mentally see yourself doing it and getting it done, because discipline's the only thing, along with the mental fortitude to push through that, because everyone else is fucking gaunt too. They're hurting too. They are not how they were or how they would like to be. But are you going to be mentally strong enough to overcome them while you're hurting and not where you want to be? And the Dolphins, time and time again, fail that. And to me, why is that failing? Because they know there's either A, no repercussion, or B, they don't have enough desire. Either way, you have the same result.
I look at them now as like, especially seeing like, and I think you might have pointed this out before, where it's like we're getting our shit pushed in, and like they're sitting on the sideline slapping ass and fucking giggling and everything like that. And I was like sitting there going, I told my buddy the other day, I said,
in trouble, dog. Nobody's in trouble.
it's like they're like to use a UFC analogy, they're Conor McGregor after he got the belt. They're not hungry, you know. They're just like, I got paid. Who gives a shit? You know, like
what's to be hungry for? What's to be hungry for? Like is it honor? What's the
I think
fucking
Connor's
driving?
just hungry to get hurt. The dude started a bare knuckle league.
What's the driving force behind somebody, man? What do they really want? Do they want to feed their fucking family? Do they want to earn some? Do they want to be recognized? Do they want to be immortalized? Do they want to just be fucking vicious? Like, there's so many different types of characters I could have to outfit what I believe to be a good football team. Whether they can clash together and we have some form of hierarchy to keep some of the more toxic types of guys in line. Because I'm telling you this, give me a guy who's just a straight fucking psychopath who no one.
That's what Jordan was.
That no one could seem to befriend, that no one could seem to get close to, because he's a fucking psychopath on the football field, just wanting to hurt people. Like, I can deal with that. I know how to manage that, but also like, then you have people that just want to be great, or people who just want to be immortalized. So there's like this weird, a God complex with immortalization amongst people. Everybody fucking knows what I'm talking about. But that type of athlete, I can also work with that too. What I can't work with is people who, like you said, don't have a hunger, because they have modern comforts kill us all, bro. It's the death of all.
I'll put one out there.
Modern comforts, the death of masculinity, bud.
I think if you were to boil down a player in the NFL, right, that you wanted to take his essence or his mentality and like be able to inject it into your team, is probably Reggie White. Like I
said it last year, right? Give me 53 Zach Sealers and fucking Andrew Van Ginkels. You give me 53 Andrew Van Ginkels and Zach Sealers, I'm winning more games than I'm losing. I tell you what,
I want
there ain't a
53
single
different
game
body
I'm not
types.
in.
I want 53 different body types with all the same Tom Brady head on their shoulders. That's what I want.
That's asking for a lot, though, bro. That's asking for a lot.
Well,
because,
the reason I'd say, and I don't mean Brady's intelligence per se, I mean what you guys are talking about. And I say it all the time about Tom Brady. The reason he's the GOAT is because when it's the first quarter and there's a network break for commercials, and most teams, both sides of the ball, come back from that break and run some minutia play that nobody cares about, so they all can take a breather. Tom Brady's treating that play like it's the last play he's ever going to play in the NFL.
So, yes, again, that's the psychopathic drive that I would like to harness. But let's not act like that's the rarest of them all, right? Like, I don't.
Well, no, but he's the one to me that consistently every single play. Like, if you've got 75 plays in a game, Brady didn't take off a single one of them.
Okay, so
every one of those plays were the one that was going to win the ball game.
And that ultimately would be great, right, Color? That'd be like saying, hey, I'm going to have Brady. I'm going to have Ray Lewis. I'm going to have Ed Reed. I'm going to have Eddie George. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the guys with those types of mentalities that you're talking about. And I can agree with that. But I also don't need that guy. I can't, like, a full team of that would be ideal. But it's kind of unrealistic, too. But I could also outfit it with dudes that are like an Andrew Van Ginkel. Andrew Van Ginkel is a guy that's always working to get better, and he has these obvious, very on the face, hometown regular dude, cares about his family, loves to play football, and is going to work and give you everything he's got. He's not a psychopath like fucking Brady is, because he seems like he's a little more connected as a human. You know what I'm saying? But like I could deal with that too. Give me the obscure lunch pail blue collar Zach Sealer guy as well. Like those dudes that are like that, they're meat and potatoes. Like you can't like again
jobbers.
You know why though? You know why, El Cap?
Character identities that I can recognize that I would want. And listen, when you have a DB and or a wide receiver, you're leaning a little closer to diva-ness. And that goes to what I was saying about like those guys that want to be immortalized, right? But there's a way in which you could see what drives them the most. If being immortalized and being one of the greats of greatness, like I can use that. I can use that on a football team.
Yeah, you know what? All those guys. Hold on, real quick. You want to know what those two guys you mentioned, Zach Sealer, Van Ginkel, right? Even White that KS2 brought up, and other players along that level. They have never-ending motor, bro. That's why they don't stop until their career stops. Right? They don't stop running. They don't stop at the first whistle that's blown. They don't stop. They keep going.
Frank
and going
Gore
and
would
going.
be your example, Ali. Frank Gore.
Well, no, there's a difference.
None of these players have that blue collar toughness or mentality to them anymore. Now it's about, what fashion line I'm going to bring out. Oh, look at me on my podcast. Don't I look so great vlogging in Paris on the bye week?
Yep.
I mean, come on, dude.
After a win in the locker room
there's-
on his fucking TikTok and shit. Get that shit the fuck up out of here.
I wonder what you're Kardashian and date and show how big my dick is. I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
Ali, Frank Gore is the guy you described, man. Frank Gore is the guy you described there.
There's a few examples we could point to across all American like professional sports where I think there's a difference between wanting to be the greatest and being the best, right?
Yeah.
The guys that are that like what Cap was talking about, that are the glory hounds, that are the divas, they want to be known as the greatest. They're thinking down the road like what is my legacy going to be? The guys that want to be the best, I'm talking like the Bradys, the Jordans, Reggie White, Cal Ripken, those guys, they wanted to be the best now. They were doing everything now as good as they possibly could.
So
they didn't
really
give a shit
what
about
I meant
legacy.
By that is that you don't have to
They knew that was the key to their legacy.
But those dudes that want to be the greatest. You're right. I see your clear distinctions. But I'm also saying like when I think of this, like you can find those guys that are flashy that want to be the greatest, but they have something. There's something beyond that too. Like they have other driving factors. And I'll give you for instance. Deion Sanders was a dude that not only was the greatest, wanted to be the greatest when he played, but was going to prove it in that manner as well. So there is this diva line that can be accessed. It usually comes from humble beginnings. And to me, if I was a GM and I was going to my wide receiver, if I'm going to my wide receivers and to my DBs, they have to have two prerequisite things beginning. Number one, either lineage, meaning they come from a family of fucking DBs and wide receivers, which that seems to be a good starting point, or B, they have this diva complex, in which case they want to be the greatest. In both instances, I need to talk to the mother and the father and see what kind of beginnings they have. Because to me, there's something there in that part as well, that with a character of wanting to be a gold jacket member talked about all time in their position, also correlating to victories for that person when you're talking about those two positions, right? But I also would be just about like the more Frank Gore, lunch pail, getting his job done, and another guy that I love to always talk about is probably, again, one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen, Calvin Johnson. Another dude that temperament like Frank Gore was going to do what he was asked and be great at it and not fucking make waves. Again, I think we all recognize this type of personalities that can work. The magic is, can you find it to work together?
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins haven't been able to do that because everything is so comfortable to not make it work.
Yeah.
Life is just too comfortable.
You've never had it. The only time you've ever had that is when you had Larry Zonka. And,
but it wasn't just Larry Zonka, bro. You had the right personalities and
team.
players.
You had the whole
John,
team.
remember, you had a whole, like, look at the characters that were on those 70s teams. They were flashy, bro. They were doing commercials. Like, teams, like they were getting endorsements and shit. Like, that was that was big deal back then.
That was such a different game, though.
On the field, they weren't, they were business. They were, I mean, they weren't flashy on the field. I mean, it was hard nosed, in your face.
Mm-hmm. Look,
okay.
Look, it's the way I see it. The way I see it, ultimately, when it comes down to it, is that the way this team is built and the way that this organization run is all about the dollar and cents. Even the philosophy in the players, it's all about their brand, their image. It's everything off the field, not on the field.
Yeah,
right?
buddy, I've been saying that.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, ultimately, when it comes down to it, until you change the philosophy from the top down, when it's all about football and winning football again, I really don't think. I don't think we're ever going to win a playoff game, bro, until that changes. Because that's why I keep saying that Ross, it starts with him and it ends with the players is the problem. And that's how I see it, bro. It's all about the money. And right now, even the scheme that McDaniel has, you could say he's an offensive genius, and when they execute it to the best, right? That's what does that do? Ultimately, it sells tickets. It puts seats in or butts in the seats, more t-shirt sales. Oh, hype, make money, profits. That's what that does. And that's just my opinion. And that's why I think if you look at it, Flores isn't here, bro, because he knew. And all the coaches that we've gone through that have really not amounted to anything, and not all of them, but I'll say maybe Soprano or Flores and whatnot. I think they knew that the ownership was more about the dollar and cents and not really about winning, and that's why it didn't work out. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
The one, as far as coaches go, like to the and we talked about it earlier, where it was the, we go from a Flores to a McDaniel or something like that. Like we go from a hard-nosed coach to a player's coach to vice versa. The outlier was like Philbin, who was like the most milquetoast.
Yeah.
It was just like middle of the road, and we finished 8-8 every year, I think, with Philbin. It was like the most mediocre team.
It was crazy, bro. It was like having a car stuck in neutral, bro. That was the Philbin era. You were stuck in neutral the entire time. Couldn't move forward, couldn't move backward. Right? That's basically what it is. Adam Gase, they wanted you. That's what they wanted. They thought that was the McDaniel effect. Oh shit, this guy has the offense. We're gonna sell tickets out the galore and make the money. It didn't happen. They brought in Flores because they decided, you know what, let's start all over and we'll build our way up to make this money machine work. And now they have the money machine they want. But now I don't know if it's working because people are going to not be happy with the amount of losses we're going to start getting if that's what happens. And it could have the reverse effect. I don't know.
I can tell you for the last, I don't know, I've been one of the worst ones, like going into the season, getting like overhyped, thinking, oh, we signed Ndamukong Suh, we signed going way back, we signed Brandon Marshall, we signed this Mike Wallace, whoever you want to take as the big free agent signing, and think like, oh, they're going to be better at this and everything like that, and not and overhyping it and then being like let down. This year, like after watching everything that happened last year, and then them just basically running it back and really being like, I think they took this is the first year in a while, the roster wise, they took a step back where they let, like a Christian Wilkins. I mean, it's not that they let him walk. It's they couldn't afford to keep him, but they basically are going, we're going to do it over and we're going to do better this year. And I was like, I don't see it. I don't see how they're going to do better than they did last year. I don't
know. We'll see. Maybe we're the fools. I mean, we're not too far. I mean, the season isn't lost. We could still end up with my predictions somehow, but we have to really win games that I didn't think we could win. But it's possible. But hey, since we're on this real quick, we're gonna take a quick commercial break real quick, and we come back, we'll continue the conversation.
All right. Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Get them off us. I'm 24/7 in the office. Pay attention cause I ain't repeating offers. Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Careful, whatever you bring me getting handled. I answer to no one, I don't need to hassle. Yeah, we ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Never fall back. We ain't never fall back.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the best Dolphins, in my opinion. Juice was the real deal, in my opinion. Who
gets the hurdle and the touchdown, bro?
I love that punt return. That was awesome.
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Juice was my favorite receiver growing up as a kid, bro. I didn't care who it was. He was like better than Tyreek Hill and better than all these that people are big fans of today. Go ahead.
We had the upper deck. I used to collect, football cards back in the day, and I had the. You remember Upper Deck used to do the quarterback receiver duo cards, and that was the one I got out of a pack. That was one of my best ones. Was Dan Marino and OJ McDuffie.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I have his jersey signed, actually. I'm supposed to frame it. I haven't framed it yet, but I have that. It's been verified and everything. It's all official. So, oh, man. Those were the years when you had OJ McDuffie, Brian Cox on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Deuce to the Buffalo Stadium to the Buffalo fans.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The Birdies.
Remember him? Remember how controversial it was? He flipped off.
Yeah.
Who was it? The fans was it in Buffalo?
Oh, it was
Yeah, it was
Buffalo.
in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
That was.
I remember.
And the part that the media left out when they wanted to, rag on Brian Cox for being volatile was the fact that their fans used to throw snowballs with rocks embedded in at our bus.
Yeah.
And that's what Brian Cox was taking issue to.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know.
what they don't tell you, bro. That's the part of the history they don't tell you. They try and make it out like
into the stadium that day, flipping them all off.
Little like this.
Yeah.
That's basically what. Oh man. But those were the years. You mentioned Reggie White earlier. That's the football I miss, bro. You know what I mean? That was the era that I really missed. The smash mouth.
Look at Michael K. No, they didn't. They would have just thrown a rock. Well, yeah, that too. I'm sure some of them did.
Yeah.
That was I remember from that era was like Terry Kirby being our fullback and stuff, and he was always clutch. And then Irving Fryer and OJ McDuffie on the same team,
Yeah. Who is the other receiver OJ had also on his team that went to Florida State? You guys remember? He played for Tampa for a hot minute. He was really good when the years he played for us too. God, what was his name? Let me pull him up. Hold on a second. Once they say his name, everybody knows him. I know you guys know. Hold on one second.
I'm jumping straight from OJ McDuffie to Chris Chambers.
I think Urban Meyer wanted to play for the Dolphins because
Chambers was Wisconsin.
San Marino.
Right.
No, this guy went to Florida State.
Yeah, I think Chris Chambers was Wisconsin.
I want to say his last name was Thomas. 1 second, let me find out who it is.
And all I can think is Randy McMichael, which I loved him. I love Randy McMichael. University of Georgia. I love my Georgia players. So.
Oh, Tony Martin was from Georgia?
No, Randy McMichael.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Randy McMichael was good, but
Rondé Gadsden?
Not a Rondé Gadsden. No. Give me a second. I'll tell you who it is in just a moment.
I still remember that catch. That's one of the.
And I didn't even know Tony Martin was from Miami Northeastern High School.
I'll always remember Rondé Gadsden making that one-handed snag over the middle. I'll always remember that. It was like, holy cow.
Yeah. Let me see.
I watching the highlights too. I was like, I missed when they used to do the old script Dolphins logo in the end zone too. I kind of missed that.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm gonna tell you who it is in a moment. Because when I saw this, I was like, holy shit. God, I want to say his last name was Thomas for some reason. He was good too.
But he said Colors. I think Color said Tony Martin, but I can't remember.
That's not it. No.
He didn't play college. They don't have his college. They only show him as coming from Miami Northeastern High School. Oh no, he went to college in Colorado, Bishop in Colorado Mesa. That's where Tony Martin went.
No, not a Rondé Gadsden. No.
Played with OJ McDuffie and Irving Fryer.
I don't know if he played with Irving Fryer. I know he played with OJ McDuffie for like a year. And he was like, people were questioning it, like if it would work, because I guess they were big rivals.
Was it Mark Ingram?
He was in Chicago.
But we had Oh yeah.
No,
we
Mark
had
Ingram
on that,
played for the
okay,
Jets.
so in '93 we had Tony Martin, O.J. McDuffie, Mark Ingram, Irving Fryer, Scott Miller, Fred Banks, Mike Williams.
Fred Banks was a big time deep threat.
And they all came
Tony
because
Martin
of
was
Dan
a deep
Marino.
threat too.
Oh, okay.
They came because
that
of
was
Dan Marino.
'93. That was '93. '94, we no longer had Tony Martin, so he might have got replaced by who you're talking about. Let me see. I don't see anybody different.
Let me see here.
Yeah, I don't see anybody different in '94.
I'd help out, but I don't have
Lamar
another device with
Thomas
me.
is who I'm thinking of. Lamar Thomas.
He's running
Lamar
back.
Thomas. But no, he's listed as wide receiver, bro. What are you talking about?
What year?
Lamar Thomas was a running back.
96.
Oh,
Are you thinking of Lamar Smith?
Yeah, Lamar Smith was.
Lamar Smith, crypto. Lamar Thomas was a receiver, and he went to college. Give me a second, I'll tell you in a second. He went to Miami. What am I saying? He's a Hurricane, not a
Lamar Thomas was a Hurricane.
Yeah. They were rivals, and
we were trying to make him our Michael Irving.
Yeah, and when he came to play for the Dolphins, right? OJ has stated in some of the interviews that he didn't think it would work because they were rivals and all this other shit. And OJ said that they're like best of friends. They still call each other what's up and all that kind of stuff. And then I thought that Lamar Thomas was actually really good. I thought he was decent at times. So, but he was one of the other receivers I liked for our team. But OJ was always my number one back in the day.
We started the whole night with who's at fault and everything, and I'm starting to. I've been complaining about Stephen Ross for a couple of years now, and I'm starting to think Cap is right that we're kind of we're stuck for a while until
he's gone, bro. Until he's gone, because it doesn't matter what the players do. If the owner has a philosophy, that philosophy trickles down through everybody from the front office to the players.
This is what I take, and I'm not. I mean, I don't speak for anybody else and what point they're trying to make, but this is what I take from Lewis's point about the players. There is only one way to work through that, Ali. Plenty of teams have bad ownership that win. You know what I mean? There's only one way to work through that, and that's the players saying, F it, we're going to be our best and win ball games. You know what I mean? Yeah. And execute. The higher the player's level of execution, the less the owner matters.
But let me ask you this, Color. Let me ask you
bottom
this.
line.
There's one fault into that thought process, because I was down for it. I was down for it tonight. I wanted to talk about how I blame the players, because I do blame the players for a lot of our problems, right? Okay. But there's one argument you could make that it still points back to Ross.
Well, everything does point back to Ross. It's his toy.
That's true. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, you're right. It's up to the players to play.
You got to get 31 owners to agree with you.
I get what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say, and let me just finish my take, and I'll let you interject, bro. I'm sorry. Is that what if your owner didn't put those types of players in place? Then it goes back to your owner.
Then I give you the New England Patriots for 22 years. Because nobody's going to tell me, if you pluck out any of those years and go back to that time, nobody's going to tell me that they had some kind of superstar roster that everybody knew about. They never did. Okay? The reason that they won is because they had the highest level of execution for 22 years than any other team in the league. That's why they won.
They had players that had complete.
Brady and Belichick had a lot to do with that.
Yes, but who didn't have anything to do with it? But who didn't have anything to do with it? Robert Kraft. That's who.
That's true.
Robert Kraft would have been the worst owner in the league, and the Patriots would have still won.
That's
well,
true.
didn't he make
Well,
Belichick
if he
though the
didn't start
GM?
getting rid
The
of
sport,
key players,
the sport is
he would
football.
have.
It's not building a football team. Okay, the sport is football. If the players, the higher the level of execution of your players, the less the owner matters. Because you can win.
No.
It don't matter if what your owner does. If you have a high level of execution, you can win.
Well, yeah, to a certain point, but the other 29 GMs was just
No,
stupid and didn't
none
know
of
how to
those
draft or
rosters
freaking
are
do it.
that bad, bro, that execution can't help them out.
Let me ask you a question though, Elk.
No, they didn't draft the freaking antidote to him. That was
Brian
his
Flores proved
responsibility as the freaking manager.
that you can win with a tanked roster.
Color, but what if you don't put the proper coaches and players in place for you to be able to execute?
Those
exactly.
What is a proper player and a coach? One that executes.
Well, obviously they're not executing.
Well, the general manager has to execute by bidding them there in the first place.
Okay.
They do
Ali,
take
what
their
I'm
place.
saying is you're right. But the only way out of it is not to get rid of the owner. The only way out of it is for those people to change and execute better.
I don't know about buying that.
So,
eventually we can change that. We can cycle them out. But when we just laid $500 million on our team, they're not going anywhere, people. We're not tanking.
So for some reason, this conversation,
I don't necessarily buy into that. Because you could try to execute all you want because of another team's
I'm not
it's
saying
better
that
than you
you
and
will do
execute,
it,
and they'll do
Crypto.
it.
I'm not saying we will do it. I'm saying that's the only way to do it.
Well, I'm thinking
I don't know if that's the only way either.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking
okay, so then what are you talking about? Buying wins? Are we just paying off
Give me
referees?
one-
What are we
give me
talking
one
about here?
second.
Because the sport
Well,
is
that's what they
football.
do. Well, I can argue
You
the
have to
Patriots.
win on the field.
I
and
can
that
argue the
requires
Patriots have bought a lot of wins. That's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother topic for another
Well, then I
discussion.
guess execution just don't matter in the game. We just stand there with our fingers up our butt and we just get a win, right? Because
Yeah, if the other team's stupid enough to lay down,
name on it and that guy's name on it and this guy's name on it, that roster's just going to win.
if the other team's is stupid enough to lay down, then you will win.
They're not. That's my point.
The other teams do. The Patriots showed it to us last week.
We got 11 of them to lay down last year. That's right. We got 11 of them to lay down last year.
And the Patriots had 11 last week to lay down last weekend.
I still fail to see your point, bro.
You don't have to.
It has nothing to do with our regular schedule or regular season schedule. This has to, the conversation was on whether we can do anything about Ross or whether we can win despite him.
Well, no one said we can do anything about Ross. Ross can sell the team if he wants.
And I'm
so
just
what?
saying we can win despite the owner. That's all I said, bro. Why do you got to make everything such a big deal?
Well, we can lose despite the owner too.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. What is?
Yeah,
we know that.
whoop-de-doo.
We're 2-3, bro. We know that already.
Okay, fine.
KS2, what were you trying to say? You said something. You were trying to say something earlier.
So the ownership conversation makes me think of I've always been curious about what happened with the 49ers with Jim Harbaugh, right? Because he kind of had a proven track record as far as being successful and competing, competing and pushing for a title and stuff like that. But they ousted him anyway. And what I remember about it was
exactly, there was an owner, billionaire making billionaire decisions.
But it was, if I remember right, it was
better
Harbaugh,
without him.
But they, not really. I remember he wanted to be like the GM. He wanted the same type deal Belichick
Well,
had.
put it like this: they was more consistent without him. They constantly go to NFC title games, regardless of who's on the center.
There was a gap though between him and Shanahan. Because he went to 2 NFC title games.
Yeah, that was Tom Sula, wasn't it? Mike Tom Sula.
And he lost to his brother in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And
then Mike Tom Sula Mike Tomsula put Kaepernick on the bench. That's what soured Kaepernick with the team.
Yeah,
Let
and
me,
so
let me, good.
go ahead.
No, I was
Well,
gonna
and-
say, like, you are kind of right. Like, what the hell happened, bro? Harbaugh went to 3 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl, and the partnership got soured. That's basically what I'm reading here happened between Harbaugh and the 49ers.
Well, because even still, his first year as coach, they overperformed. I think they got a playoff win his first year, and he maximized the talent on that team for his whole time there. But they I think it was a whole like front office debacle with them where he wanted to be like the GM and stuff, but like we're not in the same situation as they were, but it was one of those situations where like ownership kind of like wrecked the team there. I think they made bad choices where I think they'd still be competing for titles with Harbaugh. I think they would be consistently a 10-11 win team with Harbaugh as their head coach, who wanted to be there, obviously. But to Cap's point, it's the ownership here doesn't necessarily care about that. I think they profit off of the preseason hype. Where
they're really good at it. But Chaos, to your point about San Francisco, is it possible that we as plebes are missing the fact that the let's say the elites in our society, the rich people, let's say that, like you're saying, the ownership in San Francisco, that they tend to be functioning on and making decisions for like more like 10, 20 years out, and we're just not realizing that? In other words, could their plan just have been having a guy like Shanahan bringing a West Coast back to San Francisco proper, like the Bill Walsh and George Seifert era? You know what I mean? Like, could that have been their plan? And it was like, we miss all that because they're making decisions for 10 years out. Like they're already done with all this right here. They're already planning for down the road. And maybe Shanahan was always the plan, and that's why they threw Mike Tomsula in there for a minute, got Harbaugh out, and whatever. Now they have their whole thing that they want there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know that it's that deep necessarily. I think it's like, I think they just get enough news out there about, like look at our fan base. I was just talking about it a few minutes ago where it's like we sign X free agents, and then next thing you know, they notice their ticket sales for the season go through the roof. We signed.
I just feel like we're missing something with the whole Ross Greer Garfinkel dynamic. I feel like we're missing something.
I think
our plan
owner
is different than what any of us could even fathom. You know what I mean?
I think there's like there's what would you say the actual football families are, like the
Rooneys, the people with the Giants,
yeah,
the Hunts,
I was thinking of the team. I said who's the families, and I was thinking of the teams, but it's like it's the Steelers, the Packers, the 49ers, the Broncos,
the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
If you buy into the whole like NFL is scripted narrative, that's it's like the teams that are consistently in the playoffs. Like they're always in the playoffs. Right. And they're typically the largest fan bases. I think they're set. They do what they do. I think our owner, what drives his decision making more than anything is I think he's primarily, the people around him are telling him, we have to sell out these games because if we don't, they black out the game and we lose that ad revenue. Right. That's why I was like always wondered, like when a team like Jacksonville, right? Like Shad Khan has probably bought more tickets to football games than any person in history because they can't sell Jacksonville Jaguars tickets to anybody because you're firmly in SEC country. That's the thing I've always been known to be true.
The
like
issue with the Jaguars is that they're in a too small of a market that the NFL can't thrive off of. That's the problem. Duval County, that it's too small, bro. They have nowhere to expand.
It's that, and you're in. That's I mean,
He's
for
saying it's
instance,
college. It's more
it's
college
it's
first. That's what he's
yeah
saying.
yeah. You literally play the Georgia Florida game at your stadium.
Yeah.
Every year, and it's it's all SEC country. They don't like when I grew up in Georgia. No one cares about the Falcons in Georgia.
Yeah, it's
They
all about
like
Georgia Bulldogs. I got you.
Bulldogs all day. It's
Yeah.
like that's the big ticket item in that
Yeah, but
part of the country.
Atlanta doesn't seem to have a problem with it, though. Although you could say that Atlanta is also leeching off the Jacksonville fan base too, somewhat.
Yeah,
There's a lot. I mean, remember, there's a lot of people. I mean, no, Jacksonville's been around for a long time now, but there was a time with no Jaguars, and those were
Yeah.
all Falcons fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry, KS2. I apologize. Go ahead, sir.
No, you're good. Where I lived in Atlanta and then near Savannah, and the only time I saw Falcons fans was at the time Fulton. It wasn't Fulton County. What was the stadium they had before?
Yeah, it was Fulton County Stadium where the Braves
Yeah.
play, right? Isn't that where the Braves play?
They did. They used to play. I've been to Fulton County and then Turner Field and stuff, but you never saw like Falcons fans in Georgia
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. My daughter lives in Dallas, Georgia. I don't know if you know where that is, KS2, right? It's about 20 minutes west of Atlanta. And you can get to downtown Atlanta in like 20 minutes from there. And I have visited her so many times. I can only count on one hand, how many Falcon fans I may have actually seen. It's Georgia Bulldogs everywhere. And if it's not Georgia Bulldogs, it's Georgia Tech. That's
I was gonna say.
That area, right?
Atlanta's the type of team that they'll come out of the woodworks if they make it deep. You know what I mean? Like I remember the Hot Atlanta era with the whole Dirty Bird and all that when they were making a run for a lot of years. That there was a lot of Falcon fans.
They got a lot of fan followership. I remember when Michael Vick was there.
Yeah,
but it was actually they had the similar problem that we had with like the so-called two-and-ears. They had a bunch of Alabama fans that were Julio Jones fans. That was the big draw for them.
That's what's been pinning them down for so long.
Yeah, they were big fans of Julio Jones and stuff and then it was and I lived up in Oregon for a little bit. They had a bunch of people in Oregon that were Falcons fans because of Mariota.
Yeah.
When he was there and stuff, so it's like they don't have born and bred fans, but anyway, back to like Ross, I think really like ticket sales are probably actually maybe the main draw for him, like why he does anything. Because I've been hoping for years they get rid of that. I think Dudley Do-Wrong has called it the toothpaste logo.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like it either. I mean, it's on this stupid hat I'm wearing, and I don't like that.
That's because they pastelified the colors too. It's not just the logo; the colors are more pastel.
I saw him say that, and all I see now is Aquafresh. I see that logo.
Right. Well, come to find out, when we were growing up, Crayola only had one crayon for aquamarine.
Yeah.
Now that we have computers with 32 million colors, and there's a whole HTML color code assigned to every single shade, you know what I mean, with a hex code.
Yeah.
Now apparently there's aquamarine, there's aqua blue, and aqua green.
Yeah.
So there's three different shades now of aqua. There's pure aquamarine, there's aqua blue, and aqua green. And apparently now we've been using aqua blue. And that's the reason for the soft pastel look.
Yeah. That's why I like this year's draft hat, because this year's draft hat, to be honest, if you look at the gray, it's not black, it's a gray finish. And even a light gray, which is more realistic to actual dolphin, the color of a dolphin. That's why I like this hat so much.
The other thing, KS, is orange, right? when Tannehill was here, when we first changed to the new logo, they changed from what was actually, people might not have realized, it was actually coral was the orange, and now we changed it to actual orange. So that also compounded the pastel look. Now, when Tua got here, like maybe in his second year, we actually switched back to the coral. They don't call it coral, but it's actually that darker orange red now. You know what I mean? So if you look, it has enhanced it a little bit. It's gotten a little better, but that's why our throwbacks work so well, because our throwbacks were coral back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
Hey,
was orange.
Color, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Color, but is Insomnia on tonight?
I'm sorry, Ellie.
Is Shake Money and Crypto having Insomnia
Oh,
tonight?
yes, they are. That's where Crypto just went, probably. Because he popped back in for a second. Did you notice he popped back in and then left?
Yeah, I was
For
wondering
like a second. It's probably because he got the wrong studio. So, they're probably live right now.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is, should we start getting final thoughts so people can
We
usher over to
could, and
Insomnia?
we can actually redirect people over there now. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can do that, that'd be awesome. KS2, bro, I loved having you on my show. You can definitely come back every WolfPack, bro. I loved your knowledge of the older era too. You know, a lot of people come on here and they want to talk about Tyreek Hill and Waddle and everything that's going on now. It's sometimes refreshing to know that people enjoyed the older era, like the Jason Taylors, the Ricky Williams, and even when you were talking about Reggie White, I was like, dude, those were some players back in the day. You know what I mean? That kind of got me excited. But thank you for coming up. Go ahead with your final thoughts, sir.
Oh, I just, I still put everything at the altar of McDaniel, as far as, where we're at now, where we're kind of lost without a direction right now. And
oh, wait, real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt. It looks like that Insomnia is for next week, Ollie. Unless Shake got the date wrong. I don't know.
It says it was created October 11th, which doesn't
Right,
make
and
sense.
it says scheduled for
12 a.m.
October 18th. But I thought it was for tonight.
No, on my screen it says 12 a.m. unless he canceled it. Yeah, it says.
I mean, in the studio, it says scheduled for the 18th. What does it say in StreamYard? Hold on, I'm looking.
Give me a second here. I'm gonna go over to their studio and see if nobody's there. So you might be right. They're not.
Oh no, it does say scheduled 12 a.m.
Yeah,
in StreamYard, but on the YouTube studio, it says scheduled October 18th. That's weird.
Well, maybe it's pre-record. I don't know.
No, it's live. The title is actually Bleep It. We'll do it live. It's a live show.
Oh yeah, I saw a notification for it. They're on.
So the YouTube studios just got incorrect information.
I'm just gonna jump on theirs.
Started yet. It hasn't started yet, so I can't redirect everybody over there quite yet.
Oh, I gotcha. But let's go ahead and let's do final thoughts. Go ahead, continue KS2.
Until there's a paradigm shift or something with the in-game decisions, reading the game flow for now. I mean, we're not going to get a new owner anytime soon, I don't think. And I think even the guy that's in line to take over or buy the team from Ross is, I've heard him described several times as a Ross disciple. So we probably might get more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hopefully the big change I would like to see. I was inspired to see this past week, it's maybe fool's gold, but they ran the ball. If they can commit to the run some more, maybe we can have some more success. But I mean, the outlook is bleak for me anyway in this season. But I appreciate you having me on and everything, and good to talk to you guys. And
you too, man. It's been a while, bro. I don't think last season.
Yeah, I've been playing freaking rugby.
Right?
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the pipe for it for sure, bro.
Oh, dude.
Did you know you and KS2 have something in common?
I can't imagine because I'm definitely not quite as physically fit as KS2, but
no, but you guys are both German born.
Oh, where were you born?
I was born in Berlin Army Hospital.
Okay, mother or father German?
No, my parents were American. My dad was Army.
Both were American. Okay.
Yeah. My parents are both from Fort Lauderdale. They're from Coconut Creek.
Right on. That's cool.
You know, so yeah, my dad went in the Army, and then my sister was born at whatever hospital it was in Fort Lauderdale. I was born in Berlin. So
were you born after 1989?
No, I was 86.
So you were born in West Berlin, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born.
Yeah, because the city was still split back then.
Actually, funny story was when I first got in the Air Force, I went and donated blood, and I remember I got a phone call back from the blood bank, and they were like, they're real cryptic about it. They'd go like, "Oh, we just wanted to ask you some more questions about your sample and stuff," and I was like, so I'm sitting there going like, it's full blown AIDS.
Right.
You get a call back from the blood bank, and they go, "Well, we have more questions about you living in Berlin." And I was like, "Yeah, what about it?" And they were like, "How old are you?" And they left. I was like, I was probably like a year old. I was a baby still. And they go, "Oh, okay, because you were born right after Chernobyl blew, and
wow."
Because I think Chernobyl blew in April, and I was born in October, and they were worried that I was like radioactive or something.
That far from Chernobyl, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Chernobyl, was that in Russia?
Yeah.
It was in Ukraine, I think, wasn't it?
Which Germany borders Ukraine or is close to Ukraine, so yeah, I can imagine them having a worry.
Yeah, my mom used to talk about where we lived in Germany. They came in hazmat suits and stuff and took all the sand out of the sandboxes into playgrounds and stuff.
John's still in the old paradigm. He's an old head like me. Yeah, it was the Soviet Union at the time. So yes, it was Russian territory at the time. But now it's Ukraine.
Have you tried to give blood recently at all?
No, I'll never do that shit again. That was.
I went to go. I donate plasma from time to time, right? And they always ask me, "Have you been to England, Ireland?" And it's all about Britain now because of mad cow disease. They're very time about it. So that's why they never asked me about. Have you been to were you born in a time like Chernobyl and all that stuff? They never ask about that. Now it's all about everything in Britain and all that stuff.
Right. So and B. McD, yes, Chernobyl was quite a disaster. However, not near the disaster of the Soviet Union making the entire country of Kazakhstan pretty much a wasteland.
Yeah.
So
John, John. On to John.
Yeah. I would have to say the same thing. I mean, if Tua comes back and Mike doesn't keep running the ball, then Tua's. They're gonna pull their ears back and aim for Tua until something happens.
John ain't gonna like my final thoughts, Ollie.
Go ahead.
Come on, man. Give me a good note. It's bye week. I'm not ready for that shit yet, man. Wait till next week.
I'm not saying I'm going to be purposely negative. I'm just going to point out some numbers that I wanted to get to earlier, but it was better conversation.
Yeah. So by the way, something is coming up because I just got a notice.
Yeah, I think they're probably waiting on us to finish.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I haven't gone into the studio.
You go ahead.
I went in there. I didn't see anybody.
Oh no. Oh,
I wonder if Shake forgot that he made it for 12 a.m.
Well, like I said, the YouTube studio itself says October 18th.
I just got a notice on my screen. I think I just saw it, and it flashed on.
Well,
as I was talking.
Since we're kind of holding off.
Oh no, you're right. They just went live, bro. They just went live.
Okay, so that means I'll be able to redirect everybody. Hold on, I'll do that. What'll happen, Ali, is it'll as soon as we end the show, it'll automatically send people over or give them a link to click on real quick to get over.
Gotcha.
But real quick, I just wanted to point out some things along the lines of what John was saying, and also this is the positive part that I'm trying to bring to the table of hey, it's the season's early. We're fortunate enough that everybody seems to have started mediocre. Nobody's in or out of it yet. Just about the entire league is 2-3, so I was just looking at things, we constantly continue the narratives because it's easy for people to continue to blame things that we have worked on and fixed over the last couple seasons. For instance, our pass block win rate, believe it or not, currently as it stands, hasn't been updated since the 49ers played on Thursday. So this is all information updated from last week's games without a single game being played this week. And at the time, we have the Miami Dolphins sitting ranked 18th in pass block win rate and 13th in run block win rate. We're not that same historically bad offensive line, believe it or not. And our Tua was enjoying an 11% pressure rate before he went down. It's gone up, obviously, because of the backups and whatnot and their differences. But Tyler Huntley's is sitting at about 25%, and, that's not worse than the league. And hold on real quick. I just want to also say that on defense on the other time. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Those were, I need to start over with the numbers because the numbers I gave you were pass run defense and run stop defense. We're 18th in pass defense and 13th in run stop defense. On the offensive line, we are 16th in run block win rate and 11th in pass block win rate.
Oh.
We actually have a good offensive line. Who knew?
Yeah. In fact, Color, you go ahead.
Now,
go ahead.
Now, one other thing, real quick. Actually, I'll end on the positive part. The negative part is we have a challenge coming up because we obviously need to run the ball and continue. Because ironically, we pass block better than we run block, and we all know that we run better than we pass. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of not a correlation there. However, we do need to run the ball, and the Indianapolis Colts will be coming in with the number 1 ranked run block win rate.
Yeah,
and the 18th pass block win rate. Okay, now people talk about we need to improve. We need to do this and that. Can we? Is Mike McDaniel figured out? Well, the San Francisco 49ers offensive line going into Thursday was figured out because their run block win rate is 32nd in the league. Their pass block win rate is 3rd. Yet, what did they do the other night on Thursday? Do you think they're going to be 32nd in the league in run block win rate next week when the updates go through? After what you saw Thursday night with that running back nobody's ever heard of.
I was just about to say, who is their running back?
Some guy nobody's ever heard of.
I was just going to say that, Color, I had no power. I didn't get to watch Thursday night.
Well, they ran all over Seattle.
I hear you.
They didn't look like the 32nd ranked run block win rate team. That's for sure. People can get better week to week in their deficiencies and their flaws.
Yeah,
these are professionals. Give them a chance to correct shit.
Yeah,
I definitely hear you, and I have breaking news. In fact, here I'm going to do this properly, Color. Let me do this real quick because I definitely have. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure at some point tonight you rewind this episode, go back to 10 minutes into the show, and I made a prediction.
If you all remember, I said by the end of the show, Color will come here and prove to you that our offensive line isn't half bad and that they're actually.
Did you really predict that?
I definitely did that.
I fell asleep, took a nap, and I woke up about 10:15. That's when I came on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I said that 10 minutes into the show, and I was just waiting for you to do it. And I was like, oh, he's actually going to do it.
Well, because I've heard this for 2 weeks now, and it's like we're continuing the trope, and it's like
no. That's
the
why
numbers
I
don't
blame
bear
the
that
players,
out.
bro. That's why I was blaming the players, because the reality is, if they perform, then execution, it doesn't
Right.
matter what the head coach and everybody else is doing.
Here's what I think's happening, Ollie, is that people are because our offensive line has been so bad, that people are zeroing in on that. So it's one of those things, just like in customer service, Ollie, with surveys, right? With your company does surveys, right? And
definitely.
complains and doesn't complain. How often do you get commended for getting a good survey?
Well, I personally don't.
As opposed to getting coached for a bad survey.
I understand. So how it works for every company, it's different, but I definitely understand. There's a lot less compliments versus comments. I get you.
And a lot of your people that continue to train you guys in customer service, like the people that are responsible for that in your company that train and continue to try to coach you guys on getting better. What do they always say? They say, look, you can have 100 positive compliments, but people are only going to remember the one bad one.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? You could have 100 positive experiences at McDonald's. You're only going to remember the bad one.
I definitely hear you.
So it's the same here with the offensive line, because when we do get beat, oh my God, it looks bad. You know what I mean? So people are like, holy crap, look at this trash on the field. Because when we do get beat, because of the nature of a West Coast system and how it gets beat, it looks terrible when it gets beat.
Gotcha.
So everybody's honing in on that and still thinking we're so terrible on offensive line when we're actually not.
So here's my final thought. My final thought is this. Everybody, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, right? The Miami Dolphins, we have all of the ability. We just got to execute. And it comes down to the players. Yeah, ownership, front office, coach may have parts to do with it. But ultimately, these players need to stand up and lead us to that brighter light, right? That's what it comes down to. They need to execute. Thank you. Make sure you check us out on the very next WolfPack next Saturday, 8:30. Be there or be square. Color, you're gonna lead us to the other thing. Am I allowed to still do the outro?
Yep, let me set it up real quick.
I want to tell you one thing. I just saw on the Boise State game that one of the referees just got in the ambulance. Evidently, he got shaken up and had to go in the ambulance.
Shit.
So they have one less referee.
Well, usually they have a backup that will come in.
Yeah, they'll probably have a backup. But
Actually, let me go to that game. I want to see what's going on there.
And redirect. While I'm doing that, I don't know if she's in chat or not, but I wanted to make a public thank you to Ms. Relentless, who has been frequenting our channel now for a few weeks. You might recognize Ms. Relentless. She helped me out with some parking passes at a really fair cost. So I just wanted to thank her publicly.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think the redirect is in when Ali ends the show. It'll like automatically send people or give you a quick link to click on to go right over to Insomnia. Make sure you're supporting the channel, like and subscribe, and make sure you like when you get over to Insomnia. The first thing I want you to do is hit the damn like button.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. That's the first thing you want to do. Thank you, everyone that hung out and talked. Everyone, ends up, everybody.